Yo, what is going on, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing morning. I woke up a little bit surprised. Yeah. I don't know what happened overnight. Apparently, some things with Iran happened and all that stuff, which is pretty crazy. But hopefully, we can make the most out of it. All right, all time highs. Oh yeah. I mean, no. To be fair, we're not really all time highs anymore. But we definitely were overnight. I mean, we pumped up like over 100 points in the morning, so like an hour ago or so. So yeah, we definitely have a very crazy open. I'm expecting a lot of volume today. So yeah, let's see what we can cook up. All right, guys, let's see what we can cook up. So for now, we are dumping, which obviously makes up for something. So yeah. Ugh, your boy's a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. I had some pretty good sleep, but I don't know. I usually when I have good sleep, I always wake up super tired. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. Anyways, so coming to market open today, guys. I'm already seeing a few things that I am liking. So as you guys may or may not know, um, earlier today, like an hour ago, at 8:15 in the morning, the market, I guess it had some sort of news that I really liked, and it pumped up like crazy, way above all time highs. I mean, we're talking over 135 points, right? So obviously we created a data low. I want to say it's a data low. I mean, it's maybe it is, maybe it's not, but we created a data low here. I'm just gonna say data low, right? We created a low, whatever, right? We also created a low down here at 212, in which we just took out, and we also took out another low right now at at 173. All right. And obviously, we're dumping as we speak. So, coming into market open, obviously, we have a pretty good amount of room to the upside. Yes, we did break all time highs last night, but we're not currently sitting above all time highs as we speak. All time highs is currently sitting at 380 or 379 if you want to be more exact, right? Let me check if my YouTube is live. It is. Okay, YouTube, what's up, guys? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me go ahead and quickly put out that I'm live on YouTube, guys. Give me 1 second here. Just so I don't have to worry about this in a second from now. There we go. And then let me just put it out over here as well, guys. 1 sec. David live streams. There we go. There you go. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, guys, we are currently dumping down like crazy, or not like crazy, but we are definitely dumping down with a good amount of volume. So for this morning, I personally want to be working with my bias, at least for right now, coming into market open, off of 30,173. I feel like this is a very strong level on all time frames, counting the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute time frame, and maybe even the 1 hour. Okay, maybe not the 1 hour, but the 30 minute for sure. On the 1 hour, the most important one is going to be sitting at 30,055. As you guys see, we had a pretty hefty pullback on the 1 hour time frame, finding this low before we shot up even higher into obviously the all time highs. All right. So yeah, so on the 15-minute and the 30-minute time frame, we can all see that we have a pretty interesting low down here at 30,173. So obviously, coming into market open, we're not really going to be rushing any trade or any bias. Instead, we want to see how we react off this level of liquidity to then form a bias. And as we head on into market open, obviously we can work off that. All right, coming to market open, like I said, guys, the volume looks pretty nice. I'm personally really liking it so far. I feel like if we get a trade, especially in our favor, we can get some pretty good points. Just like yesterday. For those that don't know, yesterday the trade ran for over like 140 points, or maybe even more. Obviously, I took profits a lot earlier because I was pretty green, but the whole trade overall ran a lot. All right, so hopefully we have that same amount of momentum and volume today, so we can get another pretty nice trade. But yeah, so looking at the 5 minute time from here on NQ, obviously we're not even 5 minutes into market open. So yes, we are creating an imbalance here, over 66 points of a dump to the downside in the first 5 minute candle, which is pretty nice. Nothing crazy, but nothing too boring either. We're gonna wait for this candle to go ahead and close. We're not gonna rush anything. Like I said, we still need to wait for a reaction. Do we want to go lower? Do we want to sweep this? We don't know yet. We don't know yet because the market just opened, right? And on top of that, we also need to wait for this 5 minute candle to close on top of the next one, so we can actually close the gap if we want to use it, right? We don't know if we want to sweep it. I mean, not sweep it. Inverse it, continue lower. We don't know yet. All right. And in the given case where this gap may not hold, thankfully for us, throughout the overnight session, or in fact throughout the New York pre-market session, we did create some gaps to the downside here that we can also use. So if the market wants to pump up with no existing fair value gaps created at New York Open, we can always use this gap here created at London, or maybe even this one. And they're both also 15-minute fair value gaps as well. All right. So yeah, for today, if we see some upside, we can definitely get ourselves some trades. All right. So I really do like that that reassurance that we have with the markets. All right. Now, we just finished closing the first 5-minute candle here coming to market open, which obviously marks out a 66-point candle to the downside. Which obviously you guys know with my rules, anything more than 40 points and mostly a body candle counts as a fair value gap to me, right? So obviously we're gonna be marking this out as a fair value gap right over here. So far we are still seeing lower. So obviously as we head more and more into market open, we start getting more and more candles, more data, which gives us more of a reaction off of 30,173, which is what we're currently basing our bias from. Obviously, if we go lower into 30,055 and maybe even lower, yes, we're not going to be using 173 anymore. We're going to be relying off the most recent ones taken out. But for now, since the only one taken out is 173, we're going to be working off just that one. All right, guys. So yeah, so I'm going to delete these lines here since we're pretty much not going to use them anymore. I don't want to have like a messy chart or anything. 30,112 is a low that's been swept. Well, if it's already been swept, then we can't use it because remember, it's already been swept. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, I mean, you could use this low here. It's not a crazy low, to be honest. It's more of just more of a choppy range rather than a pullback with the bounce. So I probably wouldn't really focus on this one. But either way, if we do sweep this one and we go up, we still need to hold above 173 to get a potential trade. So yeah, we'll see off that anyways. All right. But in the meantime, guys, enough yapping from me. Actually, let me open up my YouTube here. Oh my, what the heck? Yo, why do I have so many viewers on YouTube? What the fuck? Yo, what? Oh, welcome everyone new. What the heck? Okay. Dude, what the heck? I did not expect so many people to be tuning in. What the heck? Okay, well, welcome everyone. Someone's asking here, YouTube is delayed by 2 minutes. It is, guys. Remember, for my OGs in here, mainly for my new people, in here, guys, I stream on Discord and on YouTube. On my Discord, I have a premium section where, I kind of alert and, stream with no delay. So if you guys want to join that, you guys definitely can. But on YouTube, I still do stream, but with the 2-minute delay. All right, guys. So if you guys want to join the Discord, I'm going to send you guys the link right over here. Give me 1 second. It will be the free link. I won't even promote the premium. But yeah, what the heck? Dude, so many freaking people. Hold up. Someone said best live trader ever, bro. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness, dude. I look away for 2 seconds and we dump even more. What the heck? Okay. Let me lock in on the charts a little bit here. Hold up. But yeah, guys, for my people on YouTube, I mean, if you guys want to join the premium, I went ahead and put out a link that has a discount. So you guys can join the premium for $10, and it comes with an extra month of premium included. So if you guys are interested, you want to give it a shot with my alerts and everything, feel free to. But dude, I did not expect to have so many viewers today, bro. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, let's get back to trading. All right, guys, we gotta log in here. Okay, so yeah, coming to market open, guys. I mean, yeah, we've been dumping all morning, by all morning, like for the first 10 minutes of market open. But I did tell you guys that if we do go lower, the next level of liquidity will be at 30,055. All right. So, and the reason I'm telling you guys 30,055 is such a strong level of liquidity is because on every single time frame, we can see that we had a very strong pullback here, even on the 1 hour time frame, in which we just took out right now. So this level is very, very strong. So since we're not going to get a reaction off 173, we can now start looking for a reaction of 30,055. Depending on the reaction of this level here, obviously we can work with the bias and more of a trade. All right, and obviously the more that we dump down here, to be honest, the less I'm liking shorts. Obviously, the more we dump down, the more the market kind of gets oversold. And obviously, the more we dump down, the more levels of liquidity that we take out, which means that obviously, the chance of us reversing is way higher. And if you guys haven't noticed, we have a lot more levels of liquidity here. So even if we do get shorts anywhere, we're going to have very small price targets because they're all so close by. All right, so we need to be very, very careful with that. All right, guys. But on the bright side, we did create another 5-minute fair value gap here, which, to be honest, I don't think we can really inverse, because if we inverse this, our next price target will be at the next fair value gap, which would be about 30 points, which, to be honest, I don't really like. Unless the buying pressure looks very, very strong, then we could do what we did yesterday in order to catch this trade over here, which was over what's got over 115 points, where we anticipated the what's it called, the dump here, right? So we can also give that a shot. But it really depends on the buying pressure. Right now, obviously, we haven't seen a single buying candle at all at market open. So obviously, I'm not gonna tell you guys, oh, I'm bullish, I'm gonna be looking for longs. You know what I mean? Obviously not. You know what I mean? But yeah. Oh my goodness, and we're still dumping. Okay, well, okay, let me see something. Because if we're gonna keep dumping, I want to say the only gap that I have to the downside is going to be this 5-minute. But dude, I'm not going to be waiting for a freaking 200-point dump to look for, after we've already dumped. I'm not going to wait for 300 points. You are crazy, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe in the given, we have had markets where the market just dumps down when we think it's going to reverse. You know what I mean? Someone said should have gone bearish. Look at this. Well, yeah, the market just opened. We don't really have too much of a bias. Well, we do, but there's no setup anywhere. So I'm not going to be, Man, no, we are low-key dumping like crazy. My goodness. Hold on. Do I have so many questions on YouTube? Oh my goodness. But yeah, anyways. So let me see. Last check my DM. Yo, I can't check while on stream, bro. I'll check after. Let me see. Low taking on queue. I mean, dude, we've taken like 20 lows already, bro. You know what I mean? But now we did take out another one at 30,028, which counts as another level of liquidity. So if the market wants to start reversing here, we definitely can. But the problem is that we have a few gaps to inverse up here. And I don't really want to wait. I mean, we could, but I don't want to wait for a 140-point pump for one entry, because then we're just going to be watching the markets kind of go up without us. You know what I mean? I don't really want to be doing that. And then, I mean, we could enter off this, but we're going to have a 30-point, not even, but we're probably going to have like a 20-point price target by the time we get our entry and everything. Which I wouldn't want to try that out. And then if we want to go lower, I'm down to take shorts. The thing is, I don't have an entry for any shorts anywhere. I mean, maybe this could have been an entry. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we had a level of liquidity there. So, yeah, that was mid. I mean, I don't know what more to really work with here on shorts. I mean, I guess we can work with the retracement model, because the thing is, now that we took out 28, or not even 28, we took out 05. With the fair value gap here, if we get a retracement followed with a dump and we hold back down below 05, we can also work with shorts there. But so far, oh my goodness, we are dumping, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, call me crazy, but I'm looking like if we go down, like if we keep crashing down, bro, I'm not denying this 5-minute, bro. I'm really not. I know we're oversold and everything, but there have been so many markets where I say that we're oversold and we dump down like an extra 500 points. You know what I mean? Now if you do get a bounce off this low down here at 886, shit, I'm down for it too. I'm down for some longs. But so far, guys, I'm not really seeing anything I'm like loving. Like nothing's really grabbing my attention in terms of setups. Yes, we have like a ton of fair value gaps, but the market just keeps dumping. You know, we're not getting any retracement. We haven't had a single green candle since market open. I can't really do anything here just yet. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rush it either. You know, the volume is pretty crazy right now. So we got to be careful. You know what I mean? Let's let the market settle down. Let's let the market do its thing. Let's let it tell us what it wants to do, you know, going forward. And then we go off there. All right, guys? But I am low-key down. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, with this fair value gap that we're creating right here, if we hold it, we could low-key get a retracement model. Like we could do something like this, because right now, okay, look, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. All right. If right now, right, the most recent level of liquidity that we took out was at 30,005, right, which is the level right over here, right? Not a, you know, it's a pretty good low, you know, nothing crazy, but you know, I mean, we've already taken out quite a few. So since we're going to be basing our buys off 05, if we manage to retrace into this fair value gap and break back down below, and we go back below 05, we can turn back bearish, and then we would have a lot more room for lower into the next liquidity at 948. You know what I mean? And with the whole market momentum being extremely bearish, or at least right now, I don't know if we're going to try to reverse off this buying candle right here. You know, obviously I don't have enough data to really tell you guys because we just pumped. But if we can manage to get a retracement into lower, we can probably get shorts out this area into the lower liquidity. Now, obviously, I can't really tell you guys until this 5-minute candle closes and we actually get the retracement. But if we do, we can definitely be very, very well prepared for that. Now, if this candle tries to hold green and it flips back red and we go lower, my only choice is to really work off this 5-minute gap here, which I know looks super, super far away and super overbought. I mean, oversold and everything. But it's what we're going to have to work with. I mean, there's not much else I can really do here. And we somehow flipped this candle back red. So, yeah, we're probably going to have to work with this 5-minute gap here. Now, the question is do we want to take out the liquidity at 886 and reverse it back up? Or do we want to keep crashing down, break below 886, hold below it, and then inverse this fair value gap? That's going to be pretty interesting. You know what I mean? But it looks like we're very close to it. But to be honest, guys, we are still 100 points away from this entry, which is quite a bit. With this volume, I mean, maybe it's not, but I don't really know how I feel about shorting down here. But if that's what we have to do, and that's what the market is telling us with the momentum and the trend, fuck it. You know what I mean? We just try with low size, low risk, and if it doesn't work, we just move on to the next setup. You know what I mean? But it's definitely something that we can definitely try out. I mean, dude, yeah, no, we are crashing down right now. And the thing is, guys, even if we do get a deal sweep off of 948 or maybe even 05 or whatever, and we go back up, getting an entry is going to be even trickier than even just chasing shorts here, because we have so many gaps, yes, which equals entry models, but since they're so squished together and so close to each other, it really makes, you know, finding an entry, a proper entry, very, very complicated. So yeah, let me see what we can do here. Hopefully we kind of go a little bit lower, so I can work with a better entry model, maybe off the 5-minute gap that we created yesterday, which was respected. But we'll see. I mean, we just finished taking out 948. The thing is, even if we do inverse this 5-minute gap here, you know, we can anticipate longs if the buying pressure looks really strong. But I would be very worried about rejecting off any one of these ranges here. So if anything, we could probably try out, you know, maybe anticipating the longs. But maybe just what's it called? Maybe just taking skills a little bit earlier or sooner than usual for today's market. Because guys, in my opinion, the best entry we can get here would be off this gap here, because this gap would give us a nice price target, barely, you know, into the next gap, which would be 40 points, right? But in that case, we would have to wait for a 200-point pump. I don't want to do that, you know what I mean? Because there's a good chance where the market might slow down as we head closer into the PM session. You know, we might be oversold and overbought. You know, the volume just dies down in general, right? So I don't want to be really worrying about that too much. But yeah, let's see what we can work with here. Like I said, I'm not really gonna rush anything just yet. And by the way, guys, today I'm gonna warn you guys. Obviously, you guys see how the volume is moving right now. From the looks of it, you know, we might have to use a pretty extended stop loss today, rather than the usual, you know, 45-point stop loss. Now, obviously, that's, you know, it sounds crazy, but it's really not. Just lower your size. It's as simple as that, But I'm just putting it out there. Obviously, with the market moving like 100 points per candle, don't expect us to be using a bare minimum stop loss. You know what I mean? That's gonna get taken out before we even enter. You know what I mean? So we want to be very careful with that. Now I'm trying to right now. Obviously, we are working with more of a bullish bias, so I'm trying to work out where I want to enter longs, or I know where I want to enter longs. I'm probably just gonna anticipate this right here, this entry here. But the thing is, as far as price targets, I do not know what to target. This is gonna be freaking crazy. Yeah, I literally have no price targets because I'm open to taking longs off this inverse here, and then maybe I'll just use maybe like I don't want to use a 100-point stop, but in today's market, I might just I don't know, maybe a little bit less. I don't know, because if I want to use a structured based stop loss, it would have to be at 948, but that's 100 points. You know what I mean? So maybe like 1 micro or something. I don't know, fucking know. But I'm not trying to risk any more than like $700 today. But I don't know what stop loss, because I can't do a 45-point stop. Dude, this thing is gonna get stopped out instantly. You know what I mean? Maybe a candle low stop loss wouldn't be so bad. The thing is, what the heck do I even target? Maybe like a 1-to-1. So if we're doing a 67-point stop loss, we could do like a price target at like 120 for a 1-to-1, and then the rest could just be the fair value gaps. I mean, if anything, I probably don't even enter off this. I'll probably just wait for this one instead, because I don't want to be entering longs too early either. You know what I mean? This could just be a pullback before we go lower. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious with this entry. I'm going to skip out on it. Instead, I'll just use this one. But still, where do I even base my stop loss, man? Yeah, this market is a little bit tricky today, guys. With so much selling, it really lacks levels of liquidities and structures. You know what I mean? So let me just organize everything here on ES before I even decide to take anything. But I'm definitely not going to rush anything today, guys. I want to be very, very careful with my levels. So let me just be careful here. Hold on. Also, it might seem like we probably dumped because of ES. ES took out that all-time highs and freaking swept it like instantly. Okay, let me see. Right now the market is still trying to pump up. Like I said, I'm not gonna try longs off this 5-minute. I want to have a little bit more data and make sure that buyers are very consistent before we try timing the bottom. We are bullish though, so I will say here, like, hold above this DOL equals bullish bias. And then yeah, you could work with an inverse off this, but like I said, I just don't feel too comfortable taking longs just yet. We have so much selling pressure that we just got out of, so I wouldn't be making sure that my that the buying pressure that we're working with is very consistent. You know what I mean? I don't want to be entering longs from what seems to be a pullback in the market before we go lower. You know what I mean? That's pretty crazy. So instead, I'll probably just wait for this one to get inverse instead. Or if you want, you can even wait for the 15-minute to get inverse, but you're gonna have to wait a lot longer here. So if anything, if the buying pressure looks really good, we could just try anticipating the longs and just work off that. But yeah, the first inverse already worked out, or it's kind of inversing for now. I'm going to see how we hold this inverse, and this will tell us how the momentum is looking like. And depending on the momentum, we can obviously work off longs from the next inverse. We have like 20 million inverses to the upside, you know what I mean? So, we can always try that. But for now, obviously, I'm going to be working with more of a bullish bias based off 948. All right, and if we would have bounced off this 5-minute, I probably would have been in longs already, to be honest. Yeah, we are low-key pumping up a little bit. Now, the thing is, okay, so if my price could be at 120, what will be my next price target? I mean, we could target. Oh, no, I'm not even using a 120 price target. Okay, so if anything, we have PT1 here and maybe skill something light. So we could probably do like a PT here, and then a PT here, and then another price target here. And then, yeah, we could just target these highs up here. Maybe something more like that. So you could probably do like 30,153.50. And then you could do 30,227 if we do longs. I'm just preparing for longs if we do pump. And then 284.50. And then we will obviously have all-time highs at 30,379, which I don't know if we see today. We definitely can with this volume, but that'll be the last price target if we do see longs. Thankfully, right now, guys, like I said, I didn't enter off this first inverse here. Like I said, I just don't feel like we have enough buying pressure or enough data for the buyers to really know if it's consistent or if it's going to be a pullback, right? Because right now, this could just be a pullback. That's why I skipped out on this first inverse. I just don't really feel too comfortable, inversing the first value gap without even knowing what we're going to do off of it, right? But if we inverse this value gap and we get a bunch of buying pressure, chances are, if the momentum is very, very strong, we can inverse all of these, going forward with no issue. If we could do it once, we could do it again. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just use this one for more of an idea of what to expect in the market. And then depending on if we reject off this gap or not, we can find the next new buys from there. You know what I mean? But we can definitely save ourselves a potential loss, right? So I'm not going to risk taking it off this inverse here. So if anything, we can risk taking this one here. Or if we reject, we can just take the 5-minute inverse here as well. But yeah, we definitely have a million setups to take. We just have to choose the right one. Now, if you guys don't really feel too comfortable taking this 5-minute either, you guys can definitely wait for a later entry, but more confirmed by waiting for this 5-minute and 15-minute to get inverse up here. Honestly, this will probably just be the better entry. But obviously you're just gonna get a very very late entry and maybe not get as many points behind the setup. So you're sacrificing one thing for a benefit. You know what I mean? You're getting a more confirmed trade, but you're not going to be making as much money because you're probably not going to be getting as much points behind the trade. Well, you still can, you know what I mean? I mean, we still have a lot of room for upside, but you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, obviously this entry will be better than this one because it's earlier, But for now, we'll see. For now, like I said, I'm going to stay patient, and I'm going to let the market do its thing. Right now, like I said, I'm trying to see if this pump here is a pullback or if you want to reverse and go back up. That's why I'm skipping out on this first setup here because I just want to be more safe. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that, if we're taking longs, the trend and the momentum is extremely bullish, right? So I'm skipping out on that one. But yeah. Someone said here, what do you think the profit will be with $100? Well, if you're doing $100 risk, it really depends. I mean, if you're gonna hold all the way up to, if we do take longs, you could probably make $400 since it's a 1 to 4 risk reward. But that's if you enter off this here and you hold to the all-time highs. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be doing 100 risk, you can make $442 with a 4.42 risk reward. You know. So yeah, like I said, for now, guys, just stay patient. We did the same thing yesterday. Yesterday, guys, for those that don't know, we ended up taking longs at like 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? Yeah, literally at 11. I mean, we took shorts, my bad. So yeah, definitely this week is more of a patience type of day. Obviously, the market volume at open has been very, very crazy lately. So it's better off to let the market do its thing. Don't get FOMO. Let the market settle down. Let it create a nice momentum and a nice trend, and then you work off that. And that's exactly what we did yesterday to catch this entire move down. All right. So right now, if we're trying to catch the bottom of the markets, with this type of volume, we need to be very careful because look at this, guys. Look, we rejected off the top up here, right? This was a 87-point pullback. That's what I'm telling you guys. Today, we need to be using a very extended stop loss. We cannot be using a 40-point stop loss because unfortunately, it just won't work in this market. Yes, I get it. You guys are probably hearing, oh my goodness, more than 40 points. That's insane. But guys, that's the only way this market will work today. That's the only way your trades will work today. So if you guys don't feel comfortable using any more than a 45-point stop loss today, I would just tell you guys your best bet is maybe just coming back another day when the market slowed down a little bit. Because right now, obviously, you guys are seeing it. We pulled back in like 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, it was an 87-point dump or an 87-point pullback. And today's market, that is considered normal. All right. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how do we size? How do I know what to risk? Well, you guys can always risk the same amount with different stop losses. Just adjust your sizing, right? If your guys' usual risk is $500 per trade and you're using a 80-point stop loss, you could do like two or three micros and have that same risk with a way bigger stop loss to obviously have that breathing room in the trade. All right. So obviously before if we're long or short, before we enter, obviously I'm going to be doing my own math behind the trade before we enter to know how much I want to be sizing, so we can go off that. In fact, I'll even do it right now if we do end up getting longs, which right now, to be honest, it doesn't look all that crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, guys, one thing I forgot to mention is you guys know how yesterday I told you guys, what's it called? Apex ending the discount. Surprise, surprise. They extended the discount for another 7 days. So if you guys want some Apex accounts for 90% off, guys, you guys can use the code on the screen, which is called Blastoise, to get any account for 90% off. It's pretty, very not surprising that, they extended the discount, but yeah. Anyways, so right now we are still kind of trying to pump up a little bit more here, guys. But before we enter, I'm gonna go ahead and do this over here on the screen just so you guys know what the formula is. So for me, for today, since we made about $700 in profits yesterday, I'm pretty comfortable risking those profits for today. So if anything, I'll probably risk like $400 today on this trade or on any trade that we catch, whether it's longs or shorts. So what I'm gonna be doing here is, okay, so look, we're gonna be entering long, or not longs, but I mean, we're looking at longs, right? So if our ideal entry will be at 30,126, right, and our stop loss will be placed at, let's say, at the bottom of the fair value gap, which will be sitting at 30,068, right? 30,068, right? If we want to be risking, let's say, I'm down to risk like $500. I feel like that'll be like good for like 4 contracts. Yeah, I could probably do like 4 micros, just because the stop loss today, guys, will just be a little bit more extended. I don't want to be over risking or oversizing and then losing like $1,000 in one trade if it goes against us, God forbid. But if it does go against us, I don't want to be like super surprised and be like, oh my, how am I down $1,000? You know what I mean? So just for today's market, since it's a little bit volatile and there's so many setups everywhere, we need to be very careful choosing the right one. I want to be using minimal risk. So if the first setup doesn't work out, I still have enough room to work with to take another setup later today if we find another one. You know what I mean? So yeah, if we do end up catching longs, guys, or if we do catch longs or shorts with like a 60-point stop loss, I'm probably just gonna be sizing 4 to 5 micros. To be honest, I could probably size a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I do 4 micros today. I don't want to go anything crazy because once again, we are already in pretty deep profits for the week. Obviously from yesterday, you guys know we caught a huge trade. So yeah, I'll probably just do 4 micros, have minimal risk, and if the trade goes against us, which like I said, God forbid, but if it does, we could always have some more room for another trade later today if the markets pick up a little bit better throughout the PM session. All right, so for me, obviously with this entry and this stop loss, wait, 68, my bad. With this entry and this stop loss, obviously I want to be, doing minimal risk. All right, guys. So yeah. Someone said, David, the VWAP. You are right. I do not have it on. I'm still trying to make it a habit of turning it on. Oh. Okay, well, that's not good. Because, okay. Okay, well, first of all, huge shout out to Christian Anderson. Oh my, bro, you have like the longest name ever, bro. Christian Anderson, or Christian Andres Ramirez Reda 9033. Dude, you have a long name, bro. But huge shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the VWAP. I completely forgot I had it off. But yeah, so guys, speaking about the VWAP, maybe I reconsider the entry now. And maybe just work off this one, because the thing is, if we're gonna wait for a VWAP break, the price target will be 15 points. So yeah, if anything, we just maybe wait for the 15 minutes to get inversed up here. It will just be a lot better. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna work off that instead. So I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, I just maybe don't want to work off the VWAP up there. That would just be way too risky. Because yeah, our entry will be at 126. The VWAP is sitting at 130. If we get the entry at 130 and we wait for a breakout, we're probably gonna get like 135. And then that means our price target will be 18 points. That wouldn't be so good. And on top of that, we would have a VWAP sitting there, and we're also going to be inside of the middle of the 15-minute bearish rally gap. So if anything, let me get off the 5-minute time frame and maybe just work off the 15-minute instead. And plus, even if we use a 15-minute time frame, we're probably going to have a way better price target for over 40 points. So we could probably just do something like this instead. Now, we are going to be getting a later entry, but it will probably just be more confirmed. And I wouldn't say we're overbought because the market is oversold. So right now, it's probably just trying to get priced in. On the premium, I'm trying to tell you. Yo, for my people in the premium, guys, I am so sorry. I do not have the chat open. I am so locked in on the charts right now, bro. I am so sorry, guys. I am not reading the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm super locked in right now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find the right setup. There's so many setups. I'm trying to pretty much think out loud to see what I want to take. But right now, we are still sitting pretty bullish at 940. I mean, above 948. But yeah. But yeah, I'll say it once again, guys. Once again, the Apex 90% off discount did get extended once again. So if you guys do want to get some accounts, guys, it is called Blastoise on the screen. So you guys can trade live with me, and follow all the trades and, get payouts alongside me. All right, guys. So if you guys do want some Apex accounts, they are 90% off again. And by the way, someone in the chat said that some affiliate leaked that apparently Apex is planning on doing a no activation fee discount. Honestly, I don't know how true that is. But that would be pretty sick if they do that. But yeah, a lot of people, or some people, not a lot of people, some people were saying that someone leaked. Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I don't have any word on that. But if it does happen, dude, imagine getting a $20 eval plus PA. No, that'll be crazy. That'll be too cheap, to be honest. I don't think they would do that. But if they do, that'll be insane. Yeah, if anything, though, maybe they do a no activation fee discount, but they'll probably just make the accounts like 70% off, so they can actually make some money. You know what I mean? Because yeah, that just wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? 90% off, $25 or something plus no activation fee. Nah, it's too that. Yeah, someone said I would buy a million accounts. You know what I mean? I would too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's no brainer. You know. But yeah. Apparently, someone said that an affiliate leaked it. I didn't really see anything on Twitter or anything. Like, I checked online and everything to see if that was true. Um, but I don't know. I'll double check just in case. Let me see. In the meantime, we'll wait for a setup because right now, yeah, the market's still trying to pump up, but there's nothing that I'm really in love with just yet. I'm not trying to rush anything either. You know what I mean? Let me check. So let me just search up Apex. Let me just search up Apex activation fee. Activation. How do you spell activation? Activation fee. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything on Apex, so maybe it was just a rumor. I don't know, but if they do that, that'll be sick. No, I spelled it out, bro. Come on now. Yeah, guys. So far, patience, guys. Patience. What would the stop loss be if we take the 15-minute inverse? Dude, to be honest, we might have to use a point-based stop loss. If you ask me. Just because like we're gonna be entering in the middle of nowhere in just the middle of a huge gap. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tricky there. So yeah, I'll probably just do like 60 points, like 60-point based. I mean, I can't even do that because the price target is gonna be 40 points. So I'm gonna be working with a horrible risk reward. I mean, it's not horrible, it's 0.7, but maybe 50 points. It's just with this volume, it really worries me. David, I'm a track practice, so you gotta say something before answering. Trust me, bro. I always say it, bro. You're not gonna miss it. Trust. You'll be good. But so far, we're not really missing out on much. We are trying to reject off a fair value gap, but I can't really take shorts because we are bullish above 948. So before I turn bearish, we would need to hold below 948 first. You know what I mean? Yo, you're not 100, bro. You're not 100, bro. It doesn't hit the same, bro. It does not hit the same. But yeah, so far oh my goodness, I looked away for 2 seconds and we low-key dumped a little bit here. Like I said, guys, I'm not really rushing anything yet. Yes, we are rejecting off the 15-minute fair value gap, but we are technically still pretty bearish. I mean bullish. My bad, guys. We are technically still pretty bullish above 948, which is this low down here, which is not the craziest low if I'm being honest with you guys. But it definitely is a low that we can work with. So yeah. Trump speaks at 11. Please don't tell me that. Please. Where's your entry planned? Right now I don't really have too much of a planned entry, but no, it is not at 126. If I were to take longs, definitely not at 126. I'll do the 15-minute inverse instead, just because the view up will be in the way. But right now, like I said, I'm kind of just like forming ideas more than entries. Let me see. David check Bloomberg. They posted Trump's schedule. No, bro. Hold up, guys. I mean the mark. Let me see. Wait, what do you mean they posted the Trump schedule? There's nothing on Bloomberg. I'm seeing a bunch of Iran news, but I'm not seeing anything Trump. Does anyone? Oh yeah, I do it. See it. President's Wednesday schedule. 8 in the morning, executive time, closed press. That already happened like 2 hours ago. 9 a.m. in town pool call time, whatever that means. 11 in the morning, cabinet meeting, which to be honest, I don't really think does much. And then 3 p.m. policy meeting, and then 4 p.m. policy meeting again. Yeah, I don't think these meetings are doing anything. Because sometimes I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes Trump just does meetings just to kind of like give himself credit for what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like the last time we had a Trump speech, all he did was say how good he was doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, he just does them to do them. Exactly. So I don't really think they're gonna do much. Yes, we're probably gonna get some volume behind it, but for the most part, I'm not seeing anything like important in terms of Iran. Like if it was an agreement meeting or something, that'd be a lot more crazier. But from the looks of it, I'm not really seeing anything crazy. I'll definitely be very careful with 11 a.m. though. Right now we are dumping. It seems like we're going back down into 948. So obviously, like I said, if we hold below that, we can go back bearish. But for now, yeah, we are bullish, but our long entry sits very far away. So once again, we got to be extra patient today, guys, with the setups. So we got to be very, very careful with that. So yeah. And plus it's closed press, which probably means it's just not gonna be public. So we probably wouldn't even know what happens like in the meantime. But right now, guys, we are low-key dumping pretty hard. It seems like we're going back down into 948. So it seems like it was just like a very well extended pullback before we go lower. Now you might be wondering, David, okay, well, we're selling off right now. Why are you not looking for shorts off a 5 or 15-minute bearish rally projection, or maybe even the VWAP? Well, guys, the whole reason I'm not looking for shorts is because once again, look at my chart. Hold above the drawn liquidity equals bullish bias. We are still technically bullish, guys. All this could be is a bullish momentum with a bullish MSS model just simply being formed right here. We are technically not bearish yet, guys. All right. So yeah, before you guys start freaking out and saying that I'm missing out on the whole move, no, I'm just simply not looking for shorts yet. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I just want to be more today. Like I said, guys, please risk accordingly and be very cautious with the volume today, guys. That's why I'm being extra patient. Yes, we've had a few inverses today, but I haven't taken any of them just because I just haven't liked them too much. All right, guys. Oh, let me see. Someone said here, how many times have you tried to short at a time like this and it ended up going up like you're saying now? Just curious from an educational standpoint. Let me reread that. How many times have you tried to short at a time like this? What do you mean at a time like this? Like with a market condition like this where it's very volatile, or and it ended up going up like how you're saying now? Like right now, with the market going down. I don't understand. Wait. Let me see. Hey, thank you, John, man. Thank you. Wait. Okay, so how many times have you tried to short? Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, what you're asking is how many times have I tried shorting a fair value gap with a bullish bias? Is that what you're asking? MC, like what you just said with everyone asking why aren't you shorting to miss the move? Well, it's part of my strategy. I've learned time and time again, your bias will outdo your entry model. Yes, the entry model is technically saying bearish rejections, but our bias overdoes that. Our bias tells us a story. All right. Nah, bro, don't worry, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why anyone is yeah, no one's attacking you. Don't worry. It's a question, guys. There's no such thing as a dumb question. But guys, for me, I've learned the hard way. Your bias will, or the market's bias will overdo your entry model every single time. Yes, right now with all the volume coming in, yes, it looks crazy. We should be entering shorts. We're getting a crazy dump to the downside. All right, we've already dumped over 116 points. Are you dumb to not take shorts? You know what I mean? But remember, guys, today's volume is extra crazy. So yes, you can fall into that temptation of or that FOMO of wanting to enter shorts. But you got to look at the bigger picture, guys. All right. What's going on in the market right now? Right now, yes, we are dumping over 116 points, but look at this, guys. If you look at the lower time frame, it's probably just going to be an MSS model being formed. All right, why? Because our bias remains bullish and we haven't broken past any previous candle lows. Right, so yes, although we are dumping 116 points, look at the bigger picture, guys. All right, look at this, guys. We haven't broken past the low of day, sitting at 937. All right, our buy still remains bullish. Yes, we dumped right now, but have we created any lower lows? No. Right now, we're actually creating higher lows. So the bias and the trend is actually forming more bullish. All right, guys, so until we go below 948 and break past this candle low right down here, I'm bullish. All right, guys, now you might be wondering, okay, well, if you're so bullish, why are you not taking longs? You know, we've already inversed quite a few bearish rally gaps. Well, guys, like I said, we have so many entries to the upside that I just want to be a lot more cautious today. You know what I mean? Yes, we could have entered off this 5-minute gap here, but look at this. We would have had another 5-minute and another 15-minute. And above that, we would have had another 15 and 5-minute above. So there's so many entries all over the place. I want to be making sure that we are catching the right entry perfectly. Even if that means getting a later entry, I would rather get a later entry with more confirmations rather than an earlier entry with very little confirmations and a higher risk of us getting stopped out. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're being very patient today, very, very cautious. But with today's volume and today's momentum and with so many setups nearby, I'm sure we do get a trade today, you know, just whenever it comes through, right? But if the market is going to be moving, eventually we are going to be going through some fair value gap. So if the buys and the confirmations line up, we could just try it out an entry. You know what I mean? Obviously with minimal risk, just because today's market is a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? But for now, we're kind of just still waiting for more of a nice read. You know, yes, we have a read, but you know, it could definitely be a little bit better. Also, we are very, very green from yesterday, so that kind of gives us the advantage of not having to freak out and force out a trade today because we know that we are already green on the week. So if we don't see anything we like today, that's fine. We're still green from yesterday. You know what I mean? So that kind of gives me or us or at least me more of a peace of mind of, you know, like don't freak out if we don't catch anything today. You know what I mean? Which I'm sure we will. I'm not saying we're not, but if in the given case we won't or we don't, you know what I mean? We're still very, very green from yesterday, you know? So that's totally fine. With this setup being IFG bullish, I'm new to inverse for value gaps. I've only been trading for value gaps, so I'm still learning. That's totally fine, bro. Yeah, so we will if we're bullish, and we have a bearish fair value gap, and obviously we're expecting the market to go up, we want to be inversing a bearish fair value gap. You know what I mean? Obviously, you cannot be shorting a bearish fair value gap with a bullish bias. That kind of contradicts you're contradicting yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah. So if you want to be you know, doing this, then you know you would want to be inversing. All right, now someone on YouTube is asking here, when is RP streaming? Unfortunately, I myself don't know. That's something you should be asking him in his chat. But yeah. But he did say he was gonna be streaming daily, so I'm sure he'll be on soon, right? I mean, I don't know. I go live daily, so you know. What's better, inverse fair value gap or fair value gaps? Dude, to be honest, they're the same thing. It's an entry model, right? It doesn't really tell you anything. You know what I mean? It just tells you where to enter. As long as your confirmations are all checked out, you know, and you have a bias and you know where the market's gonna go, no matter what entry model you take, you're probably still gonna get the win. You know what I mean? An IFG or a fair value gap is kind of just like a nice like entry model. That's pretty much all it is. You know? So there's no such thing as better. Sometimes an inverse will work more, a fair value gap will work more. You know, it really depends. You know, but as long as you have everything confirmed, that's totally fine. Have you ever looked into Gamma? To be honest, bro, I've actually never even heard of that. So no, not really. I know about order flow and what is it called, book maps and everything, but never heard about Gamma, to be honest. This might have to be an evening session. Nah, I mean, dude, like I said, guys, look at yesterday, guys. It was the same thing. Yesterday we pumped up like crazy, and bro, we waited until 11 to get our trade. Just stay patient, guys. You guys, bro, guys, we haven't even been in the markets for not even an hour, Relax. All right, guys. We have volume, we have momentum, we have everything. We just have very far away setups. Let it get closer. Let the setups come to us, and then we take it. All right, guys. Look at our trades lately, guys. All of these trades, guys, we've been extremely patient for them. All right, we don't have to rush anything. All right, guys. Look at all these trades that we've caught. Yesterday we caught 115 points. Last week we caught 115 points again. Last week once again we caught another 145-point trade. All of this comes with patience, guys. All right, so be patient. We have the read, we have the buys, we have the momentum, we have the volume. All we need is the entry model. All right. So if we don't get it, past 11, that's fine. We'll come back later. If we don't get it later, we come back tomorrow. We're still green on the week, so we don't have to rush anything. All right, guys. But we have to preach, patience. All right, guys. That's what matters here. All right. But yeah, look at all these trades, guys. You know what I mean? So yeah. Deep breath. Exactly, bro. Yes, bro, Panda, you have told me about the DMs like 20 times. Like I said, bro, I don't check DMs on stream, bro. Let me end the stream and then, I'll be on your DMs, bro. Let me see, someone say here, RP stream for one day and not on for day two. I mean, bro, I'm not really sure what's going on. Like I said, I'm not RP. That's something you have to ask him. You know what I mean? For me, bro, I do know that I do my streams on a daily basis. So if you want to tune into my stream, you know that I'm on every single day at 9:30 a.m. EST, Monday through Thursday. All right, remember, guys, I don't trade Fridays. All right. Bro, someone said this is RP's brother. I am not RP's brother, bro. Bro, yeah, no, I'm not RP's brother, guys. That would be sick, though, but let me see, refresh my memory. How long did it take you to become consistently profitable? Need some motivational juice. Well, remember, bro, everyone is different, bro. Everyone learns at their own pace. So for me, it took me about, I want to say like a good 2 years to become profitable. Now, by me saying to become profitable, I mean, okay, so when I first started trading, I used to do options. I never knew about futures. I never tried futures. I was never interested in futures. So I did options for like 2-3 years, or like 2.5 years or so. And I loved it. I really did like it. But in order for me to say I became profitable, obviously when anyone starts trading, yes, you can make some money here and there, but overall you're gonna lose money, right? I'm not trying to scare you guys, but that's just the name of the game. You know what I mean? You have to lose to learn. You know what I mean? So yeah, and one thing I always tell you guys is, look, for example, you know what I mean? When it comes to trading, guys, it is not an overnight thing. Please do not expect that. Yes, you see all these mentors online flexing all this, and they promise you a key to success, and maybe it works, right? But please, guys, please, it is not an overnight thing. Same when you guys pay to go to college, you know what I mean? It's the same way in the markets. You pay money, you're losing money to get an education. In the markets, there's no school. It's a market. But you need to pay money to the markets. You need to lose money in order to learn. It's the same concept, guys. In college, when you guys sign up to college, are you guys expecting to learn everything about being a lawyer or a doctor overnight? No, it takes years. It takes 4 to 8 years. In the markets, it's the same way, guys. You need to pay the markets money to get an education back. All right, it's how you learn. All right, guys. So please, for my new people in here, I'm getting a bunch of viewers on YouTube. If you guys are new to trading, I know you guys are coming from RP server. All right, guys, this is something you guys need to understand. All right, don't come into my stream expecting to make a bunch of money instantly. Don't expect me to be a robot with a 100% win rate. All right, guys, people lose. It's totally normal to lose in the markets. We're trading probability. All right, not even banks have a 100% win rate. Don't expect me, David, a random 20-year-old, to be, a genius in the markets. You know what I mean? Yes, we have our strategy, which gives us higher probability with our confirmations, but that does not mean that we have a 100% win rate. All right, guys, so keep that in mind. All right, I'll guide you guys to learn how to trade, but we are no 100% win rate geniuses. All right, guys. So yeah. Someone said you're not random, you're cube. Thank you, bro. Thank you. But yeah, and we're dumping. Yeah, we low-key are dumping a little bit, guys. So far, obviously, we are not really, no setups yet, but like I said, if we do go below 948, I am pretty interested in a bearish bias. Yes, we are oversold, but we're oversold until we're not. You know what I mean? We have had days where the market dumps like 500 points, and we keep dumping. You know what I mean? So, I have to get that mindset out of my head. There's no such thing as oversold. The market will dump down until it's not. You know what I mean? Someone said here, enjoy the process, money follows. Yes, bro. And I will be honest with you guys, bro. Trading is one of the hardest, if not. Look, I get it. In my opinion, obviously from personal experience, I feel like trading is one of the hardest mentally, mental jobs out there. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very hard to enjoy the process, but when you guys know that you're improving and you guys know how to accept losses, trading can become very, very fun, right? But if you're gonna be that one guy where you get one loss and you start crying like a baby about it, maybe this isn't for you. And I will be honest, obviously, I'm not trying to sell a dream here. I will tell you guys, trading is not for everyone. Yes, if you're trying it out, that's totally fine, right? But if you guys feel like you're very attached to your money and you're very emotional and you can't accept losses, I'm like I said, I'm not trying to sell you guys a dream. Trading really isn't for everyone. You know what I mean? I just don't want to have people in my chat crying over one or two losses that we get here and there when the market conditions don't line up with our strategy. You know what I mean? We've had it happen like every single time we get a loss, and it's very annoying. You know what I mean? Taking a loss is annoying. Having to deal with someone else crying about it is, it doesn't really help. You know what I mean? The markets don't care about you. They're not going to give you your money back because you lost or because you're crying about it. You know what I mean? So I need you guys to really understand that when you guys are trading with me or with anyone. No one is trying to deal with that. You know what I mean? If I wanted to run a daycare, I would go work at a daycare, not a freaking Discord. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you do not give up, it will inevitably click. Well, that's for everything, bro. That's for everything. You know what I mean? If you're giving up after one or two losses, I mean, dude, that's a mindset. You know what I mean? Not much you can really do off that. You know what I mean? That's just that's that person you are. Nothing ever comes overnight, and if it does, it probably won't last. What's the saying? Quick success never lasts, or something. It really never does. You know what I mean? You need to learn the hard way. And I always go by this for those that don't know. I'm pretty religious. Like I believe in God and everything. And I personally feel like, when you're trying something, he's gonna be testing you. He's gonna be making sure that, when you do make it, you know what I mean? Like you enjoy every process. Because let's say, for example, right? You guys get into trading and overnight you become a millionaire, right? Are you gonna enjoy that money? Are you gonna hold that money with your life? No, because it was money handed over to you. It was very easy. And as easy it is to get it, is as easy it is to lose it. You know what I mean? So with everything, guys, you guys always have to give it your effort. You know what I mean? Losses are normal. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, guys, we are low-key dumping a little bit here. So let's look a little bit more into the charts. We are dumping quite a bit here. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We are getting closer and closer to his 5-minute inverse. And we are approaching 886, which is a level of liquidity. So if we can hold below this and dump down even harder, just like how we are right now, I'm not gonna deny some shorts. Yes, in my eyes, we are oversold, but we're oversold until we're not. The market can keep going lower with its momentum, and it wouldn't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am open to longs and shorts with whatever we get today. Obviously, with the looks of it right now, we are low-key getting some more selling pressure. So obviously, I'll probably keep more of an eye out on shorts. But another possibility is we dump down, the selling pressure dies down inside of this huge 5-minute respective fair value gap right over here. And with the selling pressure, we could take out 886 and maybe even reverse and maybe even get longs once again, right? So yeah, that is a possibility. Obviously, right now with the whole selling pressure coming in, it'll probably make more sense for us to get shorts. You know what I mean? But you never know. You never know. Let me just get this ready here. Okay, so let me get this ready. So if we do get shorts, obviously I can't put my stop loss up here. That's gonna be crazy. I mean, maybe we can, but our price target will be 47 points. So maybe not. Maybe not. So we can probably do more of like a 50-point stop. Like this. At 914. 914, yeah, we get the 914 for shorts. And then, okay, so let me lock in. Okay, guys, I know we're having a nice chat and everything, but let me lock in a little bit here. Someone said, I will expect to be a millionaire from you. All right, bro. But yeah, let me just make sure everything looks good here. Because yeah, we are low-key dumping a lot here. Now, if I'm going to be using a 50-point stop loss, I'm going to be doing 5 micros, so I can risk like $400 on the trade, 4 to 500. And then let me see. So yeah, okay, so we're about to tap into 886. We can always bounce off this fair value gap here once again. We're not perma bearish. But obviously with the selling pressure and the momentum kicking in, I would expect more shorts than longs. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me just lock in a little bit more here. And guys, if I get a winning trade here, guys, my equity will be at 80,000, bro. Oh my goodness, on my Apex accounts. 30K per account. I'll send a screenshot of that in just a second. Right now, my accounts are sitting at $79,725.92. So if I get one winning trade, bro, that'll be a pretty nice accomplishment. Probably request a payout as well. I haven't requested one in a minute. I probably should with the whole life thing going on. Probably get moved to life. And then, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. ES is not moving at all compared to on Q. But yeah, okay, right now we're trying to get a bounce, but we never took out 886, so I think this is just gonna be a pullback. Now, oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna get a little bit hectic, guys, because now we have a fair value gap here. So if the market wants to go back above 948, we can look for an inverse here back into longs. And we just target. Okay. Let me just prepare a little bit more here. Let me see something. Because if we do get an unexpected bounce, obviously I want to be very prepared for longs as well. Like I said, I'm open to both longs and shorts. Because, yeah, look at this, guys. We are low-key pumping up a little bit here. So we can take longs and we can also take shorts here. And then we could probably base our stop loss at the structure. Oh, that would actually be pretty nice. You could probably do something like this with the positive risk reward. Honestly, I probably like longs a little bit more here. We're not going to be as oversold. Let me see. Let me lock in, guys. One sec. Because right now, if we do get a buying candle, it's just hard to tell with the market being like it's dancing on this level of liquidity. I don't know if we're bullish or bearish because we're right on it. You know what I mean? Obviously, below it, I'm bearish. Above it, I'm bullish. But probably do some. I'm not like I kind of like the way longs is structured a little bit more. I mean, we are getting a 5-minute fair value gap bounce, a bullish bias, and an inverse and room for higher. Longs can really, really work here, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer longs. I would be open to shorts. I mean, like I said, the market is oversold, but it's oversold until it's not. So that's not really a proper thing to go based off of. But if we get longs, like this setup will make the most sense. It will be a bullish rally gap bounce, not a sweep, unfortunately, but we're still gonna be sweeping 948, so that still counts as a bullish bias. A buying pressure, fair value gap bounce off the 5-minute, which is also respected from yesterday. An inverse off the bearish fair value gap, room for higher buying pressure. I already said that, but honestly, I kind of like longs more. Call me crazy. I mean, I don't know. Now we could probably still go lower, and like I said, I'm open to taking shorts for lower. But I kind of prefer longs. We can try to catch the bottom. We're super confirmed. Obviously we need a little bit more momentum, but I am open to this. I'll leave this on the screen just in case. But I do like that. Now, obviously, we're probably gonna get a green to red candle flip for lower, but you know what I mean. Like, you never know. You really never know. But I kind of do like longs, guys. I like by kinda, I mean really like longs. But I don't know if it's gonna hold because obviously the whole momentum is pretty bearish on all time frames. You know what I mean? I mean, when we have lower highs, lower lows, selling pressure, new lows being created every second. We're probably gonna get the inverse first to the downside. But I mean, I am open to longs if in the given case we get it. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it'll probably be shorts. Let's be honest here. But that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm still pretty open to taking it. I wouldn't mind. Oh my god, dude! Dude, guys, I yawned and I stretched my body and I closed my eyes and we dumped, bro. What the heck? Okay, well, let's get a little bit more ready for shorts here. Obviously, we're trying to dump here. I mean, it seems like. I mean, I don't know. We just took out 886. We can always sweep this and go back up once again. But the selling pressure, I mean, dude, we're probably gonna get shorts. Like I said, guys, it's pretty a no brainer. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see if we can cook something up here. Like I said, I'm gonna be using a 50-point stop loss today, guys. I'm not the most comfortable with 50 points, but I'm not trying to overdo it either. I feel like with the 50-point stop loss, we can have a very nice one-to-one risk reward with PT1, so it wouldn't be too bad. You know what I mean? Now, if the market pulls back, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But that's why we're doing minimal risk. All right. So for me, I'll probably do like 5 micros if we get shorts. Same thing with longs. You know what I mean? It'll be a pretty good structured stop loss, so we can also do that. But yeah, guys, remember, guys, today the markets are extremely risky. So please be careful, guys. Please, please, please. All right, please size accordingly. Do the math behind your risk. Know what you're going to be sizing and all that good stuff. If you want to go based off my sizing, guys, I'm going to be doing 5 micros, probably risking about like mid 500s, around there. Maybe, I don't know, like $500 or something. So that will be off 5 micros. All right. So if you guys want to risk less, obviously do 3 to 4. If you want to do more, obviously, go as you please. But please, guys, today, make sure you guys are trading with caution. I mean, someone say here, I like the long play you have drawn up. I really do like longs, dude. I mean, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We are getting a DO sweep of 886. Low key, bro. If we pump here, guys, I'm full putting longs. Oh, not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Like my confidence will be through the roof for longs. Because look, DO sweep of 886. Fair value got bounced. DO sweep off 948, which is an extra confirmation. Buying pressure. MSS mono on the lower time frame. Inverse and room for higher. That would be insane, bro. If we can get that, bro, I would literally full point longs. Or not literally, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, bro. I would be very, very open to longs if we can get that. I'm gonna focus more on it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Hold on. Let me look at. And then the VWAP is also up there, which acts as like a magnet as well. Obviously not the strongest magnet, but VWAP plus strong liquidity, pretty good price target. Good buying pressure. Yo, low key. I look, you gotta use the bathroom, guys. Hold up. Low key, this is not a bad setup at all, guys. Whether it works out or not, it's a perfectly bro, perfect DOL sweep. Perfect fair value gap bounce. Respective fair value gap. Buying pressure. Inverse. Room for higher. Dude, this is not a bad setup, bro. And then you have a structured stop loss, which is even better. Because obviously, if we're wrong in the trade, we'll just simply flip our buys back bearish below 948. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be looking at longs, guys. I really, really like this. Like I said, even if it works out or not, it's still a very good setup no matter what. Hopefully it plays out. I would love it to play out. It's perfectly lined up. And then ES is also holding bullish above 529, which gives us an extra SMT confirmation. And then maybe we can just set a price target up here. Maybe ES wants to lead higher. I doubt it, but you never know. So I'll probably just set an alert here if we do take longs. So if ES hits this high up here, we can always take that. But right now the market's kind of in a mix between, like, it's dancing around 948. Although we shouldn't be basing our bias off 948 anyways, because our new bias is going to be based off 886 down here. We can always just use this as a +1 confirmation, for extra security. You know what I mean? But I'm really hoping this buying pressure really holds up. I really, really do like this this setup that we're having here. Like I said, whether it works out or not, I really, really do like this. Careful, because the Discord chat got chopped up today. Which Discord? Which Discord? But yeah, this buying pressure looks amazing, guys. And we have a structured stop loss, which gives me that like extra confidence. Because if we get stopped out, we were simply just wrong on our bias. If we hold back below 948. So with this trade, I would love to do 6 micros, but I don't want to overdo it. I'll just do 5 with minimal risk. So like $400 risk, or like 500-ish. So even if it goes against us, which I hope it doesn't, but we will still be green on the week. Look at that buying. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay, guys, let's start getting ready for some longs here. I really, really like this. Start hovering over the buy button, guys. We're about to get this inverse very, very soon. Let's see if I can get a good entry here. Dude, I'll be so happy if the setup plays out because it's so perfect, guys. So many confirmations, bro. All right, let's see if we can hold above this inverse. We just got the inverse, guys. Hold on. Hover over the buy button, guys. I'll let you guys know when I'm in. Wait for an impulse above this inverse so we know that buyers are very, very strong. I also really have to use the bottom, so hopefully it happens soon. Come on, let's get a pump here. Above the 30,000s will be perfect. What is ES doing? Yeah, ES is also pumping here. So if anything, I'll target like 547 first. I mean, I'm sure we can see both highs at the same time, but come on, let's get a pump here. Let's get a good one here. I need a pump above 30,000, guys. And I'll be in for 5 micros, minimal risk. So far, nothing yet, guys. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hover over the buy button, guys. Come on, let's get to the inverse, bro. I mean, we got the inverse. We need an impulse. Above 30K, come on. That buying pressure is beautiful as well, man. All right, let's see his next 5-minute candle. If we can break past the previous candle high, I'll be in. Come on, hold it good. We can also get a retracement into this 5-minute. I don't know if you guys want to wait for that, but I'm going to be doing an inverse. So far, nothing yet, guys. It's like sitting right at the entry. So far, nothing, guys. Hold it, hold it, hold it. It's like it's holding right at the entry, bro. I just need like a 1-point breakout, bro. Come on now. So far, nothing yet, guys. Hold it, hold it, hold it. All right, let's see. Impulse. All right, I'm in. I'm in. I got filled out at 30,007. I'm in, guys. I'm in longs. I'm in longs. 30,007. 30,007, guys. I'm in NQ longs at 30,007. All right, I'm gonna go use the bottom, guys. I will be back. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna put my stop loss at 29,948. 29,148, guys, will be my stop loss. Sell 5 stop at 29,948. All right, guys. There you go. Okay, I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. Oh, what? Oh, my goodness. Look at that pullback. We did see a little bit of green on that, though, while I was in the bathroom. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah, now, one thing I will tell you guys is expect a pullback. Now, a pullback is normal. Why am I saying a pullback is normal? Well, if you guys look at the 5-minute time frame, as we were pumping up into this inverse, we did create a 5-minute bullish fair value gap here. So it is normal for the market to retrace back down into a 1 or 5-minute fair value gap before we seek higher. Does that mean that we're wrong on the trade? No. Does that mean you should freak out? Absolutely not, guys. All right. Remember, any pullback between your entry and your stop loss is simply just noise. If your stop loss doesn't get hit, that's totally fine. All right, guys. We still have room for higher. Our bias still sits bullish. We still have everything confirmed. We're chilling good. All right, guys. Yeah, we did see a little bit of points on this. And I mean, we just got a very, very nice and confident red to green candle flip, which is a beautiful sign. All right, guys. So let's see if we can hold this. All right. And NQ is also leading a lot more than ES, which is a beautiful sign, which means that we can seek a lot higher on NQ over ES as well. So yeah, like I said, I love this setup. Whether it works out or not, it's a beautiful setup no matter what. But obviously the volume could be a little bit more consistent, but we'll see how we can work off this. All right, guys. But like I said, if we do get a pullback, it's totally fine. Hopefully it's not too much of a pullback. Because we do have a 5-minute fair value gap sitting down here. But obviously our stop loss is near that fair value gap. So we need to be careful with that. All right. And if we do get stopped out, guys, and we dump down, that's totally fine. We can always just resort back to this inverse off the 5-minute time frame here, off this 5-minute fair value gap. That's a setup that I did want to take as well. But longs did look better. All right. So let's see how we hold this 5-minute candle. All right. Let's see if we can pump it up a little bit more here. But like I said, my stop loss will be placed at 948. All right, guys. So if you guys want to follow my stop loss and all that good stuff, mine is set at 29,948. All right, let's see if we can hold this up a little bit better here. Like I said, today the volume is a little bit crazy. A few people were worrying me in my YouTube chat saying that today's market was a little bit choppy. So hopefully we don't get too chopped up in this trade. I will agree, the market price is a little bit messy, but we still do have our bias and our confirmations and everything. So hopefully this trade pans out pretty nice. All right. But if not, it'll be fine. We can always just resort back to this 5-minute fair value gap down here. See if we can hold this up, guys. Once again, we do have a fair value gap here, so if we do get a pullback, don't freak out. It'll be completely normal. The one thing I just don't like is that if we do get a pullback into this fair value gap, we're going to be playing very close to our stop loss because our stop loss will be sitting at the inverse of that fair value gap. So we're going to see how that goes. All right, but for now, hopefully we can hold up this pump and pump us up into 30,057 because that's going to be one of our price targets, one of our 2 price targets. All right, so see if we can hold this up. See if we can break past this previous candle high, guys. Let's get this done, boy. Sir. Now, if anything, guys, we can probably look to scale before the price target. Maybe like 40 points. I mean, to be honest, our price target, yeah, we could do 40 points, to be honest. Because right now we're currently up like, what, well, I did get an entry at 07. So yeah, we're not up too much. Yeah, I'll probably hold for the price target. I mean, I am in 5 micros, so it's not too big of a deal, if anything. I'm just a little bit worried with this volume. You know what I mean? It's very, very active right now, guys. So any little thing that happens will affect the markets with a big move. So obviously, I don't want the trade to be deep in profits. And then before we hit the price target, a random thing happens and we dump down into the stop loss. I hate when that happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, let me prepare this. So if we hit PT1, it would be 55 points. Let me just get this pre-written just in case, the market does pump up here. Yeah, the market is low-key getting a little bit choppy here, guys. I do not like all these wicks coming around. Doesn't really mean much, but obviously it could just make the trade be a lot more intense. I feel like obviously the longer we are in a trade, the more of something can happen. I was really hoping for a straight shoot up into our price target, but that's probably not gonna happen with today's price action. So yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of red to green and green to red candle flips. So obviously our emotions will kind of be all over the place and our mindset, Yeah, I just don't like all these wicks coming around. I was really hoping that we got like another pump like this above the inverse, but it's gonna be hard to tell, obviously, since price is kind of chopping up a little bit here. But worst case, we can always just come back later. Like I said, we're using minimal risk, so if this doesn't hold, we can always just wait for this 5-minute inverse instead. If the longs don't want to be, if the markets don't want to be bullish. But it seems like right now we are approaching this 5-minute fair value gap of retracement here, so we need to bounce like right now. If not, then obviously this just won't hold. So I'm just gonna mark it out right over here. There you go. This will be the 5-minute bounce that we would need. Let's see. See if we can pump up here, guys. Let me see. Yeah, no, we still haven't retraced into this fair value gap. But yeah, guys, we are a little choppy. We're not too red. We're only down like 10 points. But yeah, I do not like this chop, guys. Very green, very red. Ugh. Setup is still good, but hopefully we just shoot straight up into our price target, man. So we don't have to deal with this chop and we get off and go enjoy the day. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. Let me just write this out. I need to finish it. Price target. But if anything, knowing this price is moving like this, guys, I'll probably start scaling out at like 40 points, to be honest. Hold on, guys. Dude, we need to get a pump here, guys. We are chopping through this entry. Okay. Okay. My bad, guys. If I'm not talking too much, guys, it's because I'm writing up like 20 alerts here, just in case, with whatever price does, I want to make sure that I can type it up instantly. But yeah, guys, we're still chopping through this entry, man. I don't like this, bro. I love the setup, bro, but this price could be so much better right now, bro. Especially with ES. Well, to be honest, ES is probably leading us down right now because, look, ES is dumping a little bit here. But NQ is still holding up. So once ES finds its momentum to the upside, if it does, then we could for sure see a nice pump here. But so far, just chop through this entry. Hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue here. But like I said, if we do see like plus 40 points on this trader, so like right below the price target, I'll probably just start scaling out just because today's price is a little bit all over the place, or at least right now. I don't want to be holding all the way out and then, right before we hit the price target, we get an unexpected dump. You know what I mean? So I'll probably just go out around there first. Yeah, man, we need to pump this, man. We're just sitting here. So if anything, if the 40-point skill mark would probably just be like at this candle high, maybe. If anything, if you take that out. Yeah, dude, this price is getting a little bit choppy here. Oh, I completely forgot. Guys, I, I think Trump is gonna be speaking in a few minutes. Ooh. Well, I can go both ways. You know what I mean? But maybe that's why price is choppy. I mean, we are getting closer and closer to 11 o'clock, and apparently Trump was supposed to be speaking at 11. So hopefully that doesn't really affect anything. But we're about to find out in about 5 minutes from now. So hopefully we pump up in 5 minutes before Trump, so we can take skills. But we're about to find out. I believe that's probably why price is chopping, because yeah, once again, we were never chopping here until obviously we're getting closer and closer to that Trump speech. So hopefully that doesn't become too much of an issue. But I just realized I completely forgot about Trump speaking at 11. Obviously that can go both ways. He can pump up the markets and go into our price target, or completely mess us up. But we're about to find out in 5 minutes, if the trade holds for 5 more minutes, of course. I completely forgot about Trump speaking. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna be a major deal. I hope not, at least. Because it's just like let me see, cabinet meeting that really does nothing. Well, at least before. Yeah, at least I would hope that this trade holds for the next 5 minutes. See what type of reaction Trump gives to the markets. But we're right now we are retracing back into this 5 minute fair value gap, guys. So like I said, we would need to really bounce here. If not, then obviously we're gonna get stopped out. Although the trade was amazing, if that happens, then so be it. But we need to bounce here. But yeah, no, we are getting some selling pressure here. So we are approaching 948. Like I said, this is where my stop loss is. So if we don't, obviously if we tap into it, I get stopped out. But yeah, yeah, guys, I got stopped out on that one. Unfortunate. Very good setup, but just couldn't hold, unfortunately, guys. It's all good though, because if we do dump, like I said, I will have a new bias to the downside, which I am, willing to trade. But unfortunately, this setup did not hold, guys. Such a good setup. Like I said, I'm not really too mad about it. But damn, bro. Wow, what a good setup, man. Yeah, guys, I did get stopped out on this one, guys. Very unfortunate, but let me kind of just put it out here. Now, like I said, if we do dump, I will be working with a new bias back to the downside, but it would have to be below 886. I'll probably just work with an inverse back to the downside here, into 818 and all that good stuff. But yeah, bro, what a good setup, guys. And we saw profits in it, but obviously not enough to really take anything there. It's all good though. It's not really too big of a deal because we did do 5 micros on that one. But yeah, let's see. I mean, Trump's gonna be speaking in 3 minutes from now, so let's see if that does anything. And then we obviously just go from there. But yeah, bro, what a good setup, guys. Very unfortunate. Obviously, the market price is a little bit, I was really hoping that this would have been the bottom here, but I guess not. I mean, it could still be the bottom. I mean, we haven't broken past any previous candle lows, but we'll see. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time here before I really tell you guys that we're bearish. Obviously, I'm basing my bias off of 886. Although we did get stopped out at 948, we're technically still bullish. But I'm not gonna be working with a reentry off this up here. I wouldn't want to do that. It's a choppy range, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna delete this off that right there. And I'm gonna delete these 2 fair value gaps since we're not gonna be using them. So I have a cleaner chart. And I'm also gonna be deleting this since we're not gonna be using that either. Let's work off 886 instead. So yeah, Trump's gonna be talking in 2 minutes. Let's see if this picks up a little bit more volume in the markets. And if it does, and we get some more selling pressure, I am also pretty open to shorts below this 5-minute inverse here. But I would need a what's called a strong momentum to the downside. Obviously, I wouldn't want to make the same mistake here. Although we did enter with good momentum here, just slowed down as we entered. So a little bit unfortunate on that, but no matter what, it was a pretty good setup. Just couldn't hold. Right, let's see if we can dump this down a little bit heavier. Now that the selling pressure is kicking in a little bit more here, we can look for shorts below this inverse. But I'm definitely not going to be working with the re-entry off this up here. I don't like that choppy range. If anything, maybe for the PM session, maybe off the 15-minute up here. But that will take a long time. Unless Trump does something, but I kind of doubt it. Cookie. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, guys. Trump's gonna be speaking in a few seconds. Well, we all know Trump is pretty late to the thing, so we're probably not gonna get a reaction for the next few minutes. But I am down to stay on for a little bit longer. If that means getting a better setup here. So yeah, I'm gonna give the market some time and obviously stay on stream with you guys and see what we can get. Hey. Give me a second, guys. Let me some wait. Cookie. Alright, let's see what we do in this next candle. I don't think we dump here, but definitely can go in that way. We did create a fair value gap here, though. I don't think we're gonna use it though. I mean, we can with the bullish bias, but we're still trading in this kind of choppy range. So I would kind of hope that we break out of it first before before we take anything. But we'll see. Now with this trade, I got stopped out for. Let me see. With the late entry, I think I got something for like 60 points with my entry. So in order for me to go back break even, I'll probably do like 7 contracts with my next trade. But let me see. So I got filled at 30,007 minus 29,946. I got stopped out for 60 points. Okay, so definitely not. I thought I had 50 points stop loss, even with the late entry. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. So anyways, right now, guys, we are looking dumping down a little bit more. We haven't broken past any previous candle lows just yet. But if we do hold this selling momentum, which isn't crazy, but isn't bad either, like I said, I am pretty open to shorts below 886. Let me see here. Some say you're trying to fade the trend. Obviously, people are speaking out now. Obviously, you guys see what I mean when we take a loss. But no, we weren't fading any trend. Obviously, you guys know I work off the lower time frame. I was just working with the lower time frame confirmations. Obviously, like I always say, the market won't always go down forever, nor go up forever, right? So for me, most of my strategy is catching reversals, right? It works most times, obviously not all the time, but when it doesn't work, you know what I mean? I don't want you guys to be saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just the market's a little bit choppy here, all right? But yeah, no, we had a good fair value gap bounce. I want to see a good MSS model on the 1 minute time frame. Good buying pressure, room for higher, and inverse. You know, we did look pretty good, and we did see green on the trade. Obviously, not enough to take profits, but it's just a pretty choppy market, I want to say. Obviously, you guys saw how we struggled, or we're even still struggling as we speak to kind of form more of a new momentum, either to the upside or to the downside. So right now, we're trying to wait for that new momentum to kick in to find another setup. All right, guys. But the setup, it was perfect, in my opinion. We didn't make any mistakes. It's just a little bit of unfortunate price action. But yeah, let's see if the market can pick up a little bit more. I want to see more pressure. I want to stay on street for a little bit longer because I really do want to see these shorts work out. But for now, I guess we gotta stay a little bit extra patient here. But yeah, no matter what, that was an amazing setup, win or loss. I really, really did like that long. Yeah, I agree with Marcel in the chat. I'm kind of a little bit. I'm not mad about the setup. I'm just mad that it didn't work out, bro. It was such a good setup, such a wasted opportunity. You know what I mean? Due to the chop. But it's okay because we can always make it back with these shorts if we do get it. I just need really, really strong selling pressure. You know what I mean? As if we can cook this up, we are picking up a little bit more selling. We're not breaking past any current candle lows just yet, but if we can, then obviously we can start looking out for some shorts. But that's only if we hold below 886. Technically, right now, guys, we are technically still bearish. And if you want to, you can look for longs off this inverse here. But in my opinion, I'll probably just skip out on this range right here. I just don't like the choppy range that we have trying to go up. So I'll probably just skip out on that, to be honest. And I'll probably just work with like a 15-minute fair value gap up here, maybe during the PM session. Because yeah, if longs are just chopping out and just big pullbacks before we go lower, then I'm not just trying to work with that. Bro, my cat is on top of my computer, bro. What are you doing, bro? Please get down before you finish it off. Oh, you'll get down. Get down. Dude, I look up and my cat is just on top of my computer, bro. Yeah, now if anything, I'm just gonna put this here on the chart so we all have an idea of what we're gonna do. I unfortunately with this trade, guys, I am gonna have to use a point-based stop loss. So I'll probably just do like 50 points again. To be honest, 50 points with this current market, since the volume has definitely died down since market open, I feel like it's pretty fair to use. I would love to do a structure-based stop loss, but I feel like a one-to-one point-based stop wouldn't be bad either. And let's see, we are definitely getting a little bit more selling action. Not the cleanest, not the craziest, not the most aggressive, but it's definitely there. So if we can go below 886, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Apex is under maintenance? No way. Like, guys, so far, I'm not gonna lie, it's still looking a little bit choppy. We're not breaking any lows or anything, so. David, when are you gonna call it? I don't know, bro. Maybe like I don't know. I'm gonna give the market a few more candles. I'm trying to catch a selling pressure with you guys. I'm pretty confident we can see it soon. But it's just this thing is getting a little bit slower. So if anything, if I just don't like the next few candles, we can always get off and come back later. But I do want to catch shorts with you guys on live. I don't want to be having to alert it. So it's just a matter of time, I'm assuming. I'm just a little bit annoyed that the longs didn't work. I'm not mad about the setup. Like I said, the setup was literally perfect in my opinion. It's just that we just got a little bit chopped up here, unfortunately. So it happens. But I would have wished that setup would have worked out compared to all the other setups that we took. David, what caused the downfall of the trade? To be honest, bro, it's just chop, bro. I don't really see. That's why I was so confident with the setup. I don't really see what we could have rejected off of. Sometimes the market just goes against you. It's all probability. Remember, guys. What's your entry model other than a bearish bias holding below the drawn liquidity? Well, that's not an entry model. That's a confirmation. My entry model is a fair value gap, retracement bounce, or an inverse. Hold above or below drawn liquidity is more for the bias. And then you find the trend with the MSS model, and then you find your entry model with the fair value gap, and then you just base the candles based off the volume. It looks like ES bounced off the view up on our trade. I mean, ES has not done anything all morning, bro. So to be honest, we shouldn't even be relying on ES at all today. It's just sitting there. You know what I mean? It's just chopping out. As you can see, NQ is doing all the action, all the trending, and everything, while ES is just sitting there. So yeah, ES did absolutely nothing. I guess it was just more of an unfortunate trade where it just didn't want to hold. MC, hey David, can you go over that setup one more time? Of course, bro. So look, I'll go super slow, right? So the reason why I was so confident in the longs today, guys, was mainly because look. So obviously the market is oversold like crazy, right? I mean, we sold off 300 plus points today. All right. Obviously the market doesn't always go down. Trends change. So that's what we're trying to catch today. All right. So what I saw was that we dumped down into a very, 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 very strong level of liquidity all the way down here. As you guys see, we dumped down. This is the shorts that we caught yesterday, actually. And we had a level of liquidity at 29,886 right down here. And you mix that with a very nice bullish 5-minute fair value gap, which was well respected, right? So go back to today's price action. What we did today was obviously we dumped down, and as we were dumping, we created a bunch of levels of liquidity that we could be targeting when the trend reverses, right? Which is where I found these two price targets, right? So you mix that with a DOL sweep, buying pressure, a 5-minute respected fair value gap bounce. We have two bounces here and here, right? An inverse with buying pressure and room for higher. Very clean setup. Everything lined up perfectly. Unfortunately, price just wasn't all that good, which obviously led to a little bit of green on the trade, but not enough to see the price targets before we went back down. All right. So yeah, very unfortunate with that one. I'm not mad about it, like I said, but it was a very good setup, I will say. Mainly just because we bounced off of a very well respected fair value gap. We took out an exact level of liquidity, instantly swept it, got an insane amount of buying pressure in 2 candles off the rip. We inversed the fair value gap. We had room for higher. We haven't seen buying pressure all day today, so I figured, why not try to catch the reversal? Unfortunately, it didn't work, but that's all good. We just move on to the next setup. And then yeah, I was obviously bullish because not only did we hold above 886, but we also held above 948, which was a deal wall like over here on the 15-minute time frame. So we bounced off 2 fair value gaps. We held above 2 drawn liquidities. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys, longs here don't look horrible. I'm probably gonna skip out on this one though. I'm not in love with the price action currently. But we are technically still bullish above 886. We do have a better MSS model on the 5-minute time frame, just like this. We are about to inverse this fair value gap, but like I said, guys, I just don't like it for myself. I feel like price is a little bit too choppy right now. So yeah, it could work, but it's gonna be a pretty long trade. So for me, I'll probably just skip out on this one. If you guys want to take it, go ahead. But I'll probably just wait for another sub to form, like maybe in a little bit, or maybe later today during the PM session. But yeah, I'm gonna skip out on this setup. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like this chop. I want us to break out of a range. What time is the PM session? Well, it's whenever we find a setup. Typically the PM session starts at 1 p.m. EST. After lunch hour, which is from 12 to 1. That's when the volume really gets very, very slow, typically. Yeah, so anytime past 1, if I find a setup, I'll just quickly get back on and trade with you guys. But from the looks of it, I don't want to get off the stream, but I don't know if we're gonna get short anytime soon off this inverse here. What would you say your win rate is? To be honest, I don't really track it too much, but maybe like mid 70s, maybe like 75%. I want to say somewhat like that. You know what I mean? I have a lot of people in my Discord that track my win rate throughout these last few months, and it usually comes back at 80%. But all time, I want to say like 70s. Somewhere in the 70s. Will you let us know beforehand? Oh yeah, I always let you guys know anytime before I take a setup. I let you guys know like a few minutes beforehand as the setup is approaching the entry. But for now, like we have setups. It's just the market price is a little bit, a little bit dead right now. But I'm gonna give the market maybe like, I don't know, like 15, 20 more minutes. See if we can get some selling pressure somewhere. If not, I'll come back later. 80%. Well, it depends on the month that the people track. I've had some months where I've had a 100% win rate. I've had some months where I've had an 85% win rate. Some months are a little bit rough, like February, where I had like maybe like a 60-ish% win rate. Every month varies. But all time, I want to say, yeah, like 70-ish% maybe. Around there. But every month varies, of course. ES has not done anything. Yeah, no, do not look at ES today, bro. ES is not doing anything, bro. It's mainly focused on NQ today. We always focus on NQ, but Do you track your stats in your trading journal? No, I personally do not track my stats. To be honest with you, bro, I don't really care about my stats. I'm just here to make money, bro. Like I'm not here to like flex or flaunt a number. But when people are joining the Discord and they want to know how the trades are going, they track the stats for me. And then if some people get very interested, they'll DM me. They'll be like, hey, you did pretty good for this month. Here are the trades that you took, and here's the win rate. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But for myself, bro, to be honest, the stats don't really do anything. Like I don't really care about them. Will you be trading Friday this week? No, I will not be breaking my rules for that. I'm still green on the week. Not much, but I'm still green. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to get one more trade today. Obviously, if we break out of this range, which I'm sure we will soon, hopefully. But yeah. Hi, Blast. When do you pass your evals? What does that mean? When do I pass my evals? Yeah, so far, guys, we are not doing it. We're still stuck in this range. I'm just waiting for us to break out, but I don't know if we're going to get that anytime soon. Maybe during the PM session we break out, but we'll see. Plus, are you ever gonna do a road to a payout? I've done two. One was successful, one wasn't, because I did it at like the worst time ever. The market was horrible. But no, I wouldn't do it. I mean, maybe if I try out a new prop firm, I'll do it with you guys. But I feel like, to be honest, if okay, look, if Apex ends up moving me to live, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I might just trade my own account. Like I might just fund my own personal account. I have a lot of trader friends that they have been trading on a personal account recently, and they say it's a lot better than prop firms. I mean, obviously you have no rules, but you need money for it. You know what I mean? So, so yeah. By the way, guys, we are getting a little bit more selling pressure here. So hopefully this picks something up. But yeah, if Apex ever moves me to live, then RP says you only need 5K. To be honest, you probably need you could do less. You're probably just not gonna make as much money though. I moved to live. I mean, yeah, dude. I don't know what Apex is doing with those live accounts, dude. But hopefully something changes soon. But yeah, if I get moved to live, I'll probably just I'll trade on it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's more money to be made. But I'll probably just open up my own live account as well and just trade on that as well. I don't know if you guys know about Lonto. He ran up like over $1 million plus on prop firms. And he moved that money to a live account and he made another $1 million on live. So and he's one of my I want to say a close friend. He used to be a close friend. I don't really talk to him as much anymore. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. He definitely ran that account up like crazy. So I'm trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? If I have the capital, why not? You know what I mean? Why limit myself to one live account on Apex when, you know, if you do fund your own live account, or what platform would you use? Um, I don't know, to be honest, bro. I would have to do some reviews and research. But I don't know. Maybe Tradevate? I mean, I've always used Tradevate. What kind of money is needed for a live account, bro? I'm not sure, bro. I've rarely ever traded live. I used to trade live back then, but with like 5K, like I wouldn't really make much per day. You know what I mean? But I also didn't size heavy because I was looking pretty scared to lose that money. But now, obviously, since I've grown as a trader and everything, I can obviously risk a lot more. So, so yeah, maybe in the future, maybe soon I try live. Doesn't mean I will stop doing prop firms, but maybe like another platform to trade on. You know what I mean? I'll see what I can do. But for now, obviously, I'm gonna stick to Apex. You can put $500 in a Trade of 8 live. I think you could with $500 you could do like 5 micros because I think you need $100 in that account to trade 1 micro. How much are you funded? I don't know. Maybe like 50K, maybe around there. Obviously, I want to be risking 50K per trade, but you know what I mean. When do you pass your? What does that mean? I don't get what you're asking. What do you mean? When do I pass my evals? I trade live with TradeAway and prop firms. Yeah, I'm pretty sure TradeAway has a pretty good like actual program. You know what I mean? Like not even program. Like it's a pretty good broker for live. I mean, that's what it was before prop firms were even a thing. Like, bro, yeah, I don't get what you're asking with the whole eval thing. He's asking how fast do you pass your evals? Oh, I try to pass them in like one day. Smart guy. Oh, I literally don't know like what he's asking. Like he's saying when do you pass your evals? I don't really get that wording, but I usually pass them in like 1 or 2 days. I try not to take any longer than 2 days because that's money being left on the table that you could be making on a PA account. You know what I mean? So yeah, 1 or 2 days. I just size heavy and just keep taking trades until I pass them. Or you could trade news as well. Alpha Futures so buns for real? I've heard very good stuff about it. I mean, I did hear that they did create a new platform. And obviously when a new platform is new, like mm, issues can occur. Yeah, someone said here they're great, but their platform is trash. Yeah, I mean that's how it was. What's it called? That's how it was. When Tops of X came out. Obviously, it's a broker. It's something that processes like a million orders a second. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be laggy at first. It's a trial and error type of thing. But yeah, anyways, guys, we are picking up on a little bit more selling here. Hopefully, it holds down below this inverse so I can try it out. I'll probably just do minimal risk again, maybe 7 contracts, so I can at least make something back on the day. But same risk, same everything. Let me see if I can cook up some shorts. I just need more selling pressure, bro. Like I'm confident in this market. I just need more action. Like I don't want to be stuck in this chop. Like, dude, if this candle goes back full green, I'm just gonna get off. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna bother with the chop, even if we have volume. You know what I mean? I just need straight momentum. You know, I don't want to be trading. I don't want to be stuck in a trade that takes 30 minutes with green red candles looking like a Christmas tree to hope to get a price target. You know what I mean? I need momentum to go straight into the price target after the entry. So yeah, if we can flip this candle red into an inverse, I would be really happy with that. But if not, I'll probably just get off and come back later. You always have 10 accounts that you're trading, so I'm just wondering when you pass them. I still don't understand. What you're asking. Maybe I'm just slow. You always have 10 accounts that you're trading on. Yeah, well, I have 20. I just trade 10 at a time. I just don't understand that passing part that you're asking. Oh, I don't know if he means like maybe you pass EVOS off stream. Well, no, I haven't really traded on EVON like forever. Why don't you use your indicator? Because the indicator will just show me what I already know. Remember, guys, we built the indicator off my strategy. You know what I mean? So I don't really need it. You know what I mean? It's more for you guys to help you guys find your own setups. But I personally don't need it. I mean, we coded it. You know what I mean? We coded it to how I trade. You know. Anyways, guys, we are low-key dumping a little bit more here. We did get a pretty nice green to red candle. We're still above 886. I'm sure we're gonna break below it in any second now. And if we can get that, we can try some shorts out. I was gonna say again, but we never took shorts. But yeah, I'm just a little bit sketched out with this momentum or this volume, but it doesn't look so bad right now. I want to say. Just hopefully we get like a good enough selling pressure to see at least see one price target, and maybe just go break even on the day. Because right now I'm currently red $626, guys. So I'm still green on the week, but not too much. Maybe like $100 or something. Maybe like 80, I think. Let's see if we can get some shorts here soon. We're still dancing around 886, so the bias is kind of just, kind of mid. I just need more aggression here. I think he's asking, when did you pass your accounts? Oh, a long time ago, bro. I've been on these accounts for a long time now. I was gonna say I was about to hit 80K on them. I think I did, but I didn't take profits. But right now my accounts, they're currently sitting at $79,099.32. Obviously counting the loss that we just took. So they were at 79,700, but right now they're currently sitting at 79,000, pretty much 100. I took a $626 loss with this trade, guys. Very unfortunate. Like I said, I really did like the setup. I was really hoping it worked out, but that's how it is sometimes. You know what I mean? Just some markets just aren't meant to be, respected, I guess. You can build a buffer that big on a 50K. Well, yeah. Well, I'm on a legacy account. I'm not on the new accounts. Remember, guys. I haven't tried out the new accounts yet because I kind of can't. I'm maxed out on my accounts. I just hope I don't get called out to live. Would 80K be the new account high? Yes. I have never had so much money in this account right now. I haven't requested a payout in a minute though, so I probably should. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that soon. Maybe on Friday, since I'm not trading Friday. I'll probably just do it then. What kind of buffer should we build on the new ones? Just request, bro. To be honest, don't build a buffer on them because those accounts get closed out after 6 payouts, anyways. So your main focus should be just request. You know. At this point, yeah, I can. Yes. So I'm probably just gonna take out most. I'm sure I'm gonna get moved to live soon, but yeah, after 6 payouts, it's the whole new account rule thing. So yeah, don't even bother on building a buffer. Just request payouts. That's the whole point of the firm, anyways. You know what I mean? Will they change the 6 payout rule? That's BS. Well, it sounds annoying, but it's really not, bro. if you do the math, you still made a buttload of money, regardless. You know what I mean? Like you pretty much 10x your money. You know what I mean? So you can't really complain about that. I remember, guys, the whole goal is not to be on prop firms forever. It's make money off prop firms, move that over to a live account, and then you trade with no rules with your own money, and you get daily payouts if you want to. You know what I mean? That's the goal. So yeah, dude, 6 payouts. It sounds horrible, but you're like 10xing your money invested, and you're making a buttload of money. You know what I mean? What's the bad thing about being moved to live? Okay, here's the problem. When you're moved to live, prop firms disguise it as a reward. Like, hey, congratulations, you're such a good trader, we're moving you to live. And yeah, that is true. But the problem is on the back end, they're limiting you and your trading. For example, on Apex, you can copy trade 20 accounts, but if you get moved to live, you can only do one. And that's actually on most firms. You know what I mean? So, the whole reason why we trade prop firms is to multiply our money with copy trading. It's a pretty nice thing, right? But what's it called? When you get moved to live, bro, it's very limiting. Your account's reset. You have a daily loss limit, and it's just not good, bro. To be honest, most, if not all people, rather just trade on a sim funded rather than a live account. Because, dude, it's just more money to be made. You know what I mean? David, call it. I'm probably gonna call it soon. I'm gonna see if we can get one more dump. If not, I'm gonna get off. Dude, no. Top Step is one of the worst live programs that I've seen, bro. Because I don't know if you guys know, I'm very close friends with Karabi, and dude, he's been killing it lately. I mean, you guys saw him being on live on Top Step TV and everything, and even him himself is saying that the live program on Top Step is horrible. I mean, dude, you can have like a $1 million buffer, and you still have a $3,000 daily loss limit. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? So he didn't do so good today. I mean, neither did we, bro. So the markets have just been a little bit horrible today. You know what I mean? I don't really blame him. I'm sure he traded a good setup. I mean, so like I said, so did we, and it didn't work out. You know, it's just the markets are being a little bit stupid today. It was a good setup. What did he take? Let me check out his alert. Let me see what he took. He took longs. Let me see. A DOL sweep. I'm assuming an inverse off a 1 minute fair value gap. Is that what he took? With the 66-point stop loss. So yeah, we literally took the same loss. Well, not the same setup, but the same loss. I took a 60-point loss. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he took a very, very well planned out setup, and it just didn't work out. It happens, man. You know what I mean? Let me see. Be honest, David. When you see your trader friends also take a loss, does that make you feel better? Dude, to be honest, I don't really care, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I take losses, bro, I don't really care. Like, you guys hear me right now. Like, bro, we took the loss. I'm still pretty positive. Like, I don't really care. Now, when I take a loss and I see you guys losing money, I get a little bit worried because obviously you guys are here to make money. I don't want you guys losing money. So I kind of trip out a little bit, and I think that I'm not doing a good job. But I always tell myself, dude, the market is not 100%, bro. Like, losses happen. You know what I mean? I'm sure they'll live. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a part of trading, bro. Like, once again, today, dude, we respected a lot of our rules. We had our setup. It was good. We took it. Didn't work. Okay, on to the next. You know what I mean? What can you do about it? You know? Everyone takes losses, even banks, So yeah, I like when my friends take losses, bro. Like, dude, they don't need to hear me say, "Oh, dude, you're good, bro." Like, I don't have to baby them around. Like, they know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. So yeah, I personally don't really care, and I'm sure Krabby doesn't care either. I'm sure he wouldn't want to lose. Neither would I. But that's the market. It's what we sign up for. Why don't you trade 1 minute for rally gaps? I feel like there's too much noise on the 1 minute. It's too much happening. I just don't like the 1 minute, bro. Yeah, I just don't like it. There's too much going on. I can't focus. Should I just full for my eval tomorrow? I'd only lose $30, I think. Bro, if you want to, bro, but it's up to you. But yeah, guys, I might just come back later, bro. This market is still a little bit choppy here, man. I'm not trying to force anything out, but dude, I know the second that I click end stream, the markets are just gonna dump past this inverse, bro. I already know it, bro. Can you explain the payout rules for legacy? There aren't really any payout rules for legacy accounts, to be honest. After you get 6 payouts, there's no more consistency rule. There's nothing, so it's kind of really hard to get your payout denied. I kind of want to check out Krabby. Does he have? Yeah, he has his own Discord. Dude, $100 a month, bro. Shit, bro. I should be charging $100 a month, bro. I deal with too much, bro. You should. I mean, maybe when I rebrand, I'll just probably just start doing discounts. Speaking of, if you guys wanna re-up on your premium, speaking of discount, if you guys want it, I'll just put it here in the chat. It'll come with a free month of premium for $10 if you guys want. Filter the clowns. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Dude, I don't. Nah, I'm not even gonna say it, bro. I've gotten to a point where like I don't know. I just don't stress out about things as much anymore, bro. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm settling down. I don't know. I just don't really care anymore. Like, I'm finding myself trading for more for fun now or recently than actual money. Like, dude, I haven't really requested a payout at all, even though I've been winning a lot recently. I should probably request a payout today, and I'll just trade my other 10 accounts tomorrow. But yeah, that's maturity, I guess, bro. I mean, I don't know, cause dude, back then, bro, when I would take a loss, bro, dude, I'll freak out. I would want to take another trade instantly, a re-entry. I just don't really care anymore, to be honest. Like, I'll wait for my next setup, but for now, I'm just not loving anything. You know what I mean? I just need to pass these combines. Dude, we've been doing good lately, bro. Today was like one of the only losses that we've taken recently, but man, bro, it sucks, dude. It sucks being red. Especially off of such a good setup. Yeah, last week was 100%. No, last week was 85%. Last week we took one loss, but we took a re-entry off that same exact loss that we took, and it played out for like 100 plus points. So, I mean, I guess you can call that a loss, but I was green on the day, so I called it a green day. I think I skipped. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. But yeah, bro, guys, so far, I mean, I can't really say I'm sorry, but, the markets aren't really doing much. I can't really give out much content here. Like I said, I'm sure we'll get a setup sometime soon. But right now in this current range, we're probably going to chop for like maybe like another 30 minutes or something. I'm sure we get something soon, but I don't know. I'm just not loving anything here, man. I really do want to get shorts though, but I mean, I don't know if we see any lower. I mean, the markets, we've been holding above 886 for some time now. I'm sure we reverse sometime soon. But the thing is, if we reverse, we need a big pump to get this inverse up here. So I would need an entry somewhere down here if I want to get longs. Did Trump say something? Not really. I mean, the market's not really doing anything, For the PA, you gotta have five winning days. Yes. But he was supposed to speak. Well, he did. But remember, I told you guys it was just a cabinet meeting. Those don't really ever do anything. So that's why I told you guys. Like we could still take a trade while he's speaking. It probably won't do much, but I think longs is the way to go after lunch. Yeah, the thing is, like, what can we enter longs off of? Because we have the VWAP at a level of liquidity, and we don't have a fair value gap anywhere here. We only had this one and this one, but we inversed both, and none of them held. We are currently inversing one, but I'm not gonna be taking this one. I just don't like it. And then I just don't have anything else to take other than this 15-minute above. But I'm not trying to wait for like a freaking 100 plus point pump, 200 point pump, in fact, for an entry. You know what I mean? So we gotta take something soon. I mean, make something soon here, but I don't know. Worst case, we take that L and come back tomorrow. I mean, it's not a big deal. But I'll be on the lookout. I'm sure we can get another setup soon. But for now, we gotta wait. Indicators taking trims at PT1. I'm assuming it probably took the inverse off this one down here. It's not a bad setup. I just don't like this choppy range that we're in. I don't like the current price right now. Yeah, I might just come back later. It's about to be 12, so I'm gonna eat something first. Plus, do you think it'd be faster to try to pass an eval like you said, like you in 2 days, or by taking my time? Well, obviously it'll be faster if you pass it in 2 days. You know what I mean? Now I don't always suggest doing it in 1 or 2 days because not everyone has the money to blow on the evals. But yeah, if you have money to spend and you want to get that done quick, just go heavy on the trades and you'll pass. You know what I mean? I need 350 left to pass my eval. Dude, we can get that, bro. Just pay attention. You know what I mean? Just I'm sure we can. Like I said, we can get another setup today. Just maybe not right now. Markets are looking pretty bad today. Yeah, you got it, bro. Just make sure you're sizing light, bro. Don't be doing like 10 minis. I mean, 10 micros for 350 win. You know what I mean? You can do like 5 micros and still make that money. So yeah, just make sure you're sizing correctly if you're so close to passing. I was $100 away. How could you do it to me? Dude, don't blame me, bro. Blame the markets. But we had such a good setup, man. I mean, maybe we're forming something on the 15-minute? Oh, definitely not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, we gotta wait, guys. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna call it here for now, guys, and maybe come back later. Like I said, I am open to shorts if we do dump. So I'll send this in the screenshot in the chat if you guys want to take it. But yeah, I'd say just come back later. It's the best thing to do. I'll be watching out for your alert. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna be posting my setup in the setups to watch channel first. Oh, and look, look at that, guys. Literally, as I say, I'm getting off, the market starts setting off a little bit more here. Dude, it's always something, man. Look at that, bro. What is the timing, bro? Like, this always happens, bro. It always happens, guys. I always say, yo, I'm getting off, and the market spikes. But yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna dump anytime soon. I mean, no way, right? COD timing, dude, dead ass, bro. Freaking rainbow timing, bro. I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes. Let me see if the selling holds, so we can at least maybe take shorts on live. If not, we come back later and I'll alert it. I'm gonna give it like, dude, no way we sell off literally as I'm trying to get off, bro. This always happens, bro. Always. Oh, and RP went live actually. I just got a notification. I got it a while ago. Let me tune in. Let me see what he's doing. I don't think he's in a trade though. I mean, especially not with this chop. RP profits. Yeah, no, he's not in a trade. Dude, we're low-key dumping right now, guys. You've been in since 325? Wait, what? 325? You've been in short since 325? Wait, what? 325? What do you mean 325? Up here? Oh, hell no, bro. You must be a millionaire right now, bro. Oh, hell no. What the heck? You got that dump for a quick 200? Nice, bro. Yeah, but bro, even with one mini, bro, you're up like 500 points, bro. Damn, bro. How much money is that? That's for sure over 5 figures, right? No way, it's not. Like 7 to 10K in profits? 10K? Oof. Damn, bro. Good shit on that, man. Dude, what are the odds that it literally, guys, I promise you guys, I said, yo, I'm getting off, market dumps. Get off Davis so we can dump. Bro, that ass, bro. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna see if this dump is actually consistent. See if we can maybe catch shorts. If we pump up again, I'll just get off. Man, I'll be lying if I said I'm not tired right now, guys, bro. We've been on stream for a minute. Yeah, I've been on stream for a fat minute, dude. So for the PM session, you'll hop back on. Well, I'm gonna stay on for like a few more minutes. But if we don't get anything, then yeah, I'll be back on for the PM session. Maybe not on live. I usually just do alerts for PM, but I'll see how the market's moving. Dude, I am tired, bro. My goodness, dude. Talking for 2 hours straight without stopping, guys, it's draining, bro. I barely drink water. Yeah, no, but price still looks pretty slow, especially now that we're approaching lunch hour. So I don't know if this dump is really gonna be consistent, but you never know. I'll give it a few more minutes to see. Dude, I am exhausted, bro. I'm looking super tired. I might just take like a little power nap. Just focus on the charts. Dude, there's nothing to focus on, bro. The charts are not moving, bro. Someone says snort. Bro, at this point, bro. I can't trust anyone that takes naps. I mean, bro, how do you expect them to have energy, bro? What do you mean you can't trust anyone that takes naps? What does that even mean? I'm not a freaking robot, dude. I need sleep, bro. You know, I'm mixing trading with a million other things, especially with the website. You know, I'm pulling up, pretty late all-nighters and stuff. So, yeah, your boy's tired, man. I'm trying to make this work for you guys, man. So, hey, bro, much love, man. I appreciate all you guys supporting me, bro. Someone said, call it eat goon and we back. Bro. That's a strat, bro. It's a Wolf of Wall Street strat. Much that, dude, my posture right now, I'm low-key hunched right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Because I'm tired. My shoulders hurt. Too much stress. Too much pressure. You be gymming? Nah, not recently, bro. I've been so busy, bro. I don't have time to go boxing. I've been boxing lately, but I don't have time for that, bro. The website is getting in the way a lot. Yeah. When will the website be ready? Oh, dude, I don't know, bro. Hopefully by the end of the month, for sure. Or maybe not for sure, but that's what we're aiming for. Like, hopefully end of like this upcoming month. Because it's pretty much made. It's just we need to tweak things out to be super, super accurate, and we have to fix a bunch of things, and that's just how running a website goes. You know what I mean? It's you fix one thing, and then two more problems come up, and then you fix two, and then four problems come up, and it just goes on and on. You know what I mean? So it's like when we think we're done, there's like a million other problems. You know what I mean? So hopefully soon. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna release something that's just like half-assed. You know what I mean? I want to make sure it's fully ready and it functions. Just like how I want it to work. What is this market? Bro, it's a little bit slow. I mean, to be honest, I guess we're just chopping out due to the dump that we had in the morning, but we're trying to catch the next move here. That's why I'm still staying on. So you get on the cloud code. Well, even we are using AI for it, like a little bit of AI. But it's still a lot. You know what I mean? Like you still need to make sure everything is working correctly, written out correctly. The math is good. It's effective. It works. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm so tired, guys. I hope these shorts work and we just go straight to sleep, bro. I'm gonna sleep all day. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more selling pressure here. I would love to put my stop loss up here, but I'm not using an 80-point stop loss. I just do like 50 points and call it. If it doesn't work, then the market's just too choppy. I'll get off. Oh, I got you, friend. I think I did it, or I did someone's yesterday, but I don't know. That was someone that I fixed. It's like I fixed one person, like I get like 3 other DMs. You know what I mean? Yeah, did you just call it? I mean, it could be a fair value gap retracement before we see lower. Yeah, it is a 65-point candle. Yo. Wait, 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 wait. Yo, guys, look at my screen share. Look at my screen share. Look at my screen share. Uh, what the heck? No activation. Wait, it's true. What? Yo, wait. I'm assuming it's gonna cost more. Oh, well, that's still way cheaper though. No activation. Wait, guys, it was true. Yo. Wait, yeah, that's why Apex went down like earlier today. Wait, 50K? It's like Lucid, guys. Wait, one time fee, one time. Wait, why is there two packages? Oh, wait. Oh, this is 5 accounts. What? Yo, that's Loki fire. So yeah, no activation fee eval. Whoa, and they're 90. Yo, if you guys want to get some accounts, they're 90% off. If you guys want to use code Blastoise, yo, that's sick. Let me take a screenshot of this. Hold up. Wait. That's pretty cool, bro. That's actually pretty useful for more consistent traders. You don't have to pay more money for, if you know you're gonna pass your account. It's pretty nice, guys. What? So I guess the leak was true. Yo, whoever found that leak, how the hell did you guys find that? Are you calling it? Not yet. I mean, we're getting pretty close to our entry. We're just waiting on it. How much is a 50K with no activation fee? Oh, I think it's like $80. All right, guys, let's log back in on the charts. Apex can wait a little bit because we're already looking getting a green to red again. We are picking up on a little bit more momentum. Nothing crazy to be honest, but we are trying to go back into some new low of days or a new low of day. Back below 886. The momentum could be better, but that's a pretty nice update. What do you mean the selling pressure? No, I didn't mean. Did I say selling pressure? I just mean the momentum. I don't think I said selling pressure. I said momentum. Just more selling coming in, like overall. Just a little bit holds, so we can actually get some inverses. $109 with cold blasters. Wait, $109 for what? I thought it was $80 or like 60 or something. It's 90% off, right? No, it's 18. Oh, that's for the end of day. No, guys, get intraday. Get intraday. It's way better. Yeah, no, don't do end of day. Get intraday. It's cheaper and better. End of day has that daily loss limit. And it's super annoying. It's too small. Like you can barely breathe in these trades. You know what I mean? Like you get one pullback, and before you even get stopped out, you're out of the game. You get locked out. So yeah, no, do intraday. Intraday is probably better, or is better. Not probably. It is. That's pretty cool. I actually like that update. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but you are saving yourself some money. If you are a consistent trader, like you can pass these evals, with no issue. I mean, it's not bad, I would say. Intraday or end of day, the daily loss limit is 1K. Nope, not on evals. On the PA, yes, which is actually pretty good. So you don't blow your account. But on evals, if you're trying to pass them quick, you can't have something stopping you in between. You know what I mean? So yeah, just do intraday. I personally prefer intraday over end of day. How much is the PA fee for the intraday? Well, if you do no activation fee, I actually don't know. I think it's like 100 something, maybe around there. Guys, I'll probably call it if we inverse this for value gap right here. If we go above this inverse right over here, I'm just gonna come back later. Yeah, well, okay, look, I'm not gonna say that end of day is garbage. It's not, but me knowing how a lot of you guys in here trade and how the way how you guys size, I wouldn't suggest intraday. I know how you guys trade. It's not gonna work out for you. Now, if you're a more disciplined, more consistent trader, yes, end of day it's a good account. But if you're not, then do intraday. Just gotta size less with end of day. Well, tell that to them, bro. You know how many times I say, guys, size accordingly. And people still forward, like, bro, you know what I mean? That's why I say get intraday, because I know how you guys trade. Oh, dude, I'm so tired, bro. I need the markets to move already, bro. It's different for trader. Yeah, I know, I know. That's why I never like really talk down on end of day. But knowing a lot of you guys, like majority of you guys, the way you guys how you guys trade, do intraday. Plus, if you get off the dude, dead ass, bro. Like, I just want to catch it because I know if I don't catch it on stream, people are gonna start complaining, and I'm not trying to deal with that right now, bro. I'd rather stay on for like a few more minutes maybe, and hopefully dump. I mean, we're right next to the entry, but we're not that far away. Loki might just limit this and hop off. Well, you don't even want to limit this because the thing is, the volume is so bad, it'll probably just chop through it and maybe even stop you out. So that's what I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to see if we can get some selling pressure. Yeah, if we inverse this for value, I guess I'm getting off. I'll come back later. This one right here. So if you go above 950, I'll get off. Will you get live? Will you go live again if you get close to the entry, dude? To be honest, bro, I always say I am. I'm probably not going to. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I'm sure we all prefer trading alone. At least I do, bro. I don't know. I obviously I trade live with you guys because you know it's easier for you guys and easier for me to explain the setups. But sometimes I just kind of want to trade by myself and just alert it. It's way better, way easier, way more calm. Because I don't have to be talking and getting out of breath and being all over the place. You know, I just put music and I just alert. But if the market is moving crazy to the point where I know if I alert, you guys will not catch the entry because it's so crazy volume, then I will get on live. But if the market is moving slow and it's manageable, if you miss the alert, that's just your fault. You know what I mean? It's your problem, not mine. Can't really hold everyone's hand and blame myself for everything. You know what I mean? I'm doing my part. You know, you gotta pay attention. What type of music do you listen to, dude? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Loki, sometimes I just put some Minecraft music in the background, bro. That should be calming me down like crazy, bro. I fuck with it a lot. But I don't know, bro. I just kind of like I like background noise. So I just kind of put like any song that I'm like feeling, and then I just kind of put the volume to like 1 or 2, and I just have it in the background. Yo, Blast, Apex has a 5-pack deal for $195 and end of day trail. Can you explain that if it has an activation fee? What do you mean? What do you explain? If it has an activation fee, if you pass the account, you just have to pay every activation fee separately. I'm assuming. Yeah, it's yeah. Wait, 1,500. Wait, what? No, that's a typo for sure. 1,900. Are you crazy, bro? What? Hell no. Trump is live? Wasn't he always live? Yo, Nick, bro. Come on now, bro. Yo, no, that's only when I'm on my car and jet skiing, bro. Not when I'm trading, bro. I can't focus with that shit. Oh yeah, it was $195. Oh, Oh, that's with the discount. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, 90% off. Yeah, that's right. I was about to say, dude, $1,000, $2,000 for 2 EVA for 5 EVAs? Hell no. Nah, but it's discounted. But the website shows no activation fee. Well, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's on paper. You know, it's $195 for 5 accounts with and then and the account and then no activation fee. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. There's not much to explain there. That's what the website is saying. I know as much as you guys. I didn't even know they were updating it. Ugh, dude, I'm so tired, bro. Discounted? Well, yeah, it is discounted to be like it literally is, but I'm sure they will like never not do a discount. You know what I mean? I don't know why they just don't just make the accounts just the actual price. You know what I mean? Like why do all these constant discounts? You know what I mean? Just make the price. If you're gonna extend the discount like 20 times in a row, I mean just leave it the price as is. You know what I mean? But I guess that's how they promote it. You know what I mean? It's marketing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? For example, when you guys go on Facebook Marketplace, I'm sure we all go on Facebook Marketplace, right? We all know that when we're gonna sell something, we all know we're gonna get lowballed. So what do? You up the price. It's common sense. That's probably what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's all marketing. But then affiliates want to get paid. Well, they will still get paid. You know what I mean? I don't really think it's about affiliates. You know what I mean? I don't really think they care about that. But yeah. I love lowballing on marketplace. Yo, I don't know if you guys know the strat, bro. You lowball them on like 5 different alt accounts, and then boom, you get the price that you want. No way, bro. Dude, those shits are so fun, bro. Yeah, bro, you can do like backflips on those, bro. That's sick. So fun. Yeah, bro, I can tell, bro. You're just live to be live now? No, bro, I'm dead ass about to get off like right now, bro. I just want to catch shorts with you guys on live, bro. I don't want to alert it, you know what I mean? A few more minutes. Okay, yeah, a few more minutes. Dude, I've been saying that for like 2 hours now, bro. Yo, guys, I gotta get off, bro. 12:30? Oh no, hell no. I'm not waiting until 12:30, bro. I'm trying to see if this gets inverse up here, so I can get off. If not, then I'll stay on for the shorts. But even then, the volume kind of sucks, so I don't even know if I'm gonna take it. I'll probably just come back later, but I'm starving as well. I'm probably gonna get some food. It's a method to start a 1K live account and risk 1/10 of the accounts. Keeps. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, yeah, there's like a million ways to go about it, or you can full port. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, guys, bro, I'm getting off, bro, guys. I'm so tired, bro. I'm starving, bro. My stomach is literally rumbling as I'm talking right now, bro. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna see if I can get one more setup for you guys. But if the volume sucks, I'm just gonna take the L and come back tomorrow. I'm not gonna force anything out. You know what I mean? I'm still green on the week, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, dude, I'm not trying to trade this market, dude. It's so boring, bro. But yeah, I'll be active in the chat, guys. So just keep the notifications on. You guys can get off the charts. I'll stay on. Like I'll have it on my phone and everything. And if I see something, I'll let you guys know. Like, hey, we're getting a setup. Get on. We're gonna take the trade. All right, guys. What time should we be ready on the charts? I don't know, to be honest. It's whenever a setup forms. All right, but yeah, for now, guys, I'm gonna get off and I'll see you guys later, bro. I am so hungry, bro. I'm gonna go eat. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. If not, whenever we get a setup. If we get a setup. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Take it easy, guys. Peace.